Arca Bulls family, how are we doing tonight? Throw in some A's in the chat if you can hear Arca speak. Guys, throw some A's in the chat if you can hear me speak clearly. What is up, family? How are we tonight? Very exciting times in the markets. My goodness. Oh yes, I love it. I love it so much. Throw those A's in the chat. What is up, my moderators? Samantha, how you doing? Mark Roach, DJ, what is up, you guys? Thank you so much. Thank you. Cal L, what is up, buddy? I hope you're getting some rest. I hope you're chilling. I know you got your trading view open and ready to chart. Everything is looking really, really good, you guys. I couldn't be more excited for what's happening today. Oh my goodness, man. So what is up, chat? How you doing? Well, hey, Philip, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we'll look at MSGM.NO, no problem. What is up, Luna's Life? APRN on the list, okay. Louis, what's up, man? So you want to look at MULN? Okay, we'll throw it on the list too. Right? So what's up, Jason? What is up, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put on tight in the list as well. Chris Brown, how you doing? I guess Chris Brown is asking, is the squeeze on for GTII shorts covering finally? I mean, it's a combination of stop losses being triggered on the short positions as well as buy pressure coming in. As far as institutional coverage, I wouldn't actually say that it's institutions covering. These are probably smaller positions covering right now. And to be honest, the institutions don't actually have to ever cover. You know, they have a ridiculous margin for that type of price movement, right? They wouldn't enter unless they did. But yes, there is absolutely some shorts covering right now. But Don B, how you doing, Don? Good to see you. I know that sometimes you comment and sometimes you give me a whole bunch of very, very nice gestures in the YouTube comments, right? And I want you to know that I see you, and I want you to know that I absolutely appreciate you so much. Okay, I know I don't reply all the time. I just get so distracted with so many comments bursting in left and right? So I have to kind of concentrate. But what is up, Mark Roach? How you doing, my dude? Yeah, man. Yeah, I look at those blue chips are doing absolutely good today, man. Right? So I hope that you were long on some of those. I hope that you're making some good cash, right? On I'm talking about I'm talking about APPL, Apple, right? And Amazon and Google. I hope you are long, my dude, because I think there is still some more upside to look at. I know that the broader markets actually pulled back just a little bit towards the end of the day, right? But guys, that's the natural ebb and flow of the markets. We just have to remember that things go like that all the time. But I'm very excited to see everybody here. KYP, how you doing? Good to see you here. Good to see you. And yeah, no problem. So you want to look at MULN and CLNV. Don B, that's one for you too, okay? So, and also Mark. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get those tickers out of the way as well, you guys. I am very excited to see everyone here. I know that sometimes it's a bit late for the East Coast people, right? But everything is good, and we are here live and in person, right? We're gonna look at a few tickers tonight that are absolutely that could be in our best interest, to be perfectly honest, right? But let's see what else we got in the chat. 4G Investments, how you doing, man? Good to see you here, guys. If you're new to the chat, as you're coming in, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and everything will be good. Sebastian Lim, how you doing, my dude? Ticker symbol WE, and what was it again? Wolf. Sorry, I let me get my glasses on. My goodness, what is going on? But Sebastian, I was actually going to touch bases with you today before I posted that. You know, whatever happened with the news that was released regarding Wolf, regarding the CEO, right? So he said himself it was supposed to be some bullish news, but the sentiment or short sellers actually just took whatever news they wanted and it just made it bearish, right? Sebastian, thank you so much for your donation, my friend. That's very kind of you. And of course, man, we can see what the technicals are saying, right, for ticker symbol WULF and also for that ticker WE. What is, by the way, what is WE? Is that what I think it is? Let me go ahead and mute my laptop in front of me, making all kinds of noise over here. But yeah, that ticker symbol WE, explain it to me, my dude. What is it? But Ron Escobar, what is up, man? Good to see you here. I'll go ahead and put it on the list if we have that time. We'll make sure to get to it on the next stream if we don't get to it tonight. But Lucid, right? Lucid. I think it was LCID. I think it was the ticker symbol for that, right? So we'll go ahead and put that on the list as well, my dude. Good to see you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Adrian, what is up, man? So we have Ron Escobar, right? We said we have KYP. What's up, man? I already said hello to you. And let's see. Who else is stepping into the chat, man? Ziggy, what's up, right? Cha-Cha, how you doing? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing good. No complaints here, right? My son's still in a little bit of a weird and terrible schedule, taking up all of daddy's time, but everything is good and we are still moving forward, right, you guys? So I know I'm getting a lot of requests, actually, not only here in the comment section for that ticker symbol FOXO, but I will try to put it on the list, you guys, and if we don't get to it today, remember, we'll go ahead and look at it on the next stream anyway, okay, you guys? So yeah, ticker symbol FOXO. Why are people talking about that, by the way? What is it exactly? Jason Barrio, man, thank you so much for your donation, man. I really appreciate you so much. And did I already was that you for ticker symbol Tide? I want to make sure that I can get to it as soon as humanly possible, okay? What is up, my dude? AMC with your nice donation, of course, man. Of course, we can go ahead and do that. I know that I have all of the donations on top, right? I'm not actually like favoring the donations to not be so mean and evil here, right? But just know that I am seeing you guys come in, and I want to greet everybody in the chat as they come in as well, you guys. But you are so kind. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that from all of you. Okay, I still have a couple tickers that I owe some people from yesterday's live stream, so we'll make sure to cover those too. But definitely we can look at AMC, as I know yesterday we were supposed to look at it and we didn't actually get to it, okay? But AMC and ticker symbol APE are absolutely ripping to the upside, and I'm not gonna lie to you, what was it, full transparency here, right? My entry for AMC a year ago, when 15 months, 16 months, around there, my entry was when life was very different, right? and I had jobs and things were good, right? I had an entry of about $8,000 into ticker symbol AMC with a terrible average when I was first learning how to trade, right? But that entry turned into, like, I'm not joking, like $800 just a couple weeks ago. And I was like, wow, I never actually went in there to see that, right? I just kind of left it there for the whole movement and for the whole ape movement and everything. So I left it there, and I came back today just out of curiosity, and it's at 15 or 1600 now. And I'm like, wow, it literally doubled from like a couple of weeks ago. That just goes to show what the natural ebb and flow of the market cycles are doing, you guys. So there is a lot of talk that, oh, have we found the bottom, for the broader markets regarding the 25 BIP rate hike that we got from the Fed. I wouldn't really count on that being the final pivot, you guys. There still is some weakness in the markets. We still have jobs to look out for. We still have CPI on the 14th to look out for. A lot of those things can present some downside regardless of the news, right? So we can actually capitulate just so that we can actually gain some liquidity and run it to the upside, create bear traps or bull traps. Either way, you guys, we can't play those the way we used to, right? So the way we used to was just good news means up on the price, but now everything is inverse, just like Kramer. Okay, so we have to watch out with those things. Cal, thank you so much for your donation, my friend. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that from you, dude. So Cal, can you remind me of that ticker, by the way? We were supposed to look at it. And I want to make sure that I can cover it tonight too. PBSP or you mentioned it, I think, in the moderator section in the Discord. Can you remind me of that ticker? Jimmy Sams, what is up, man? Inverse Kramer. Man, it's the honest truth, man. For once, the guy got it right. He said, I'm looking for a bull cycle. It's coming in, right? And then the thing went to the upside. Incredible. Yeah, PBTS, Cal. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and look at PBTS, okay, because this could be a good opportunity. But everything is good, you guys. I'm really happy that everybody is in. You know, Jimmy Sams, you know how his voice is, man. I'm like so stunned that he comes out with just this blaring energy, right? Jim Cramer is what I'm talking about. He just comes out with this just huge energy, you know, and he's just so I don't want to say he's just so old, right? He's still got a lot of push in his life. He looks like he's in pretty good health. I know he's trying to keep up with his health and stuff, but it's so funny to me to see him like that. And I'm in my head, I'm like, brother, don't you know, don't overextend yourself or don't overexert or something, you know. I don't want you to I don't want you to just kind of, you know, drop here. I want you to still have longevity in your career, right? I mean all the best for you know, Jim Cramer. Beso Amy, what is up? Good to see you here. Hey, he's do you mean medicated or meditated? I hear that he's always taking all kinds of pills, right, so that he can manage whatever is going on. Jimmy Sams, thanks for the hit on the music, man. That is absolutely stuff that I create, and I just want you to know that the music is actually playing in mono too, so that my microphone doesn't show you just on the left side of the ear. I hate that. Okay, so you're not even getting the real scope of the song itself. But yes, Beso Amy, he is absolutely like medicated all the time. I did hear that. WV saying, Arca, your GTI videos straight fire. Appreciate you, brother. Oh my goodness. You guys, I want you to know one thing, okay? The chat is looking very good right now. I want you to know one thing in a very serious manner, guys. I have not made any type of call on anything, okay? I get a lot of comments saying, Arca, you called it, you called this, and you called that. Guys, not what this is about, okay? I'm not about calling things. I'm not about making these predictions and stuff. Please remember that I practice a forecast model based on mathematical probabilities, okay? So it's in fact the math telling us that it's probably gonna happen here or probably gonna do this here and there, okay, you guys? But I still get these, like, just like Jimmy Sams putting like Nostradamus, right? But just with Arca in front of it, right? I don't have a crystal ball, you guys. I don't have any type of like crazy ability, you know. It's just literally mathematics telling us the probabilities, okay, you guys? So I'm not gonna sit here and say and take this call of GTII to be mine. No, guys, it always existed there. That the math was always there even before I even existed, okay, you guys? So just know for a fact that that's how these things happen, okay? It's just based on statistics, right? So Samantha H coming in saying, you're a phenomenal statistician. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you, moderator Samantha. I love you. Thank you. And but yeah, you guys, it's not any of that, okay? So just know for a fact that everything is looking good in the markets, and we're all making some good money and stuff, right, regarding those plays. If you are in, by the way. Because you guys know that I tend to take profits really fast, right? So my GTII position is finally 60% up, so it's very nice to see that. Okay, so that's very good. But the honest thing here is that GTII, when I entered, I didn't have that much of a bankroll at all. I mean, it's still a small bankroll, right? But my entry for GTII was, I think it was $158, you know, and it's at 250 or something now. So it's very interesting to see that, to say the very least. Okay, so making almost $100 on 150 bucks is quite the move. Right, so Michael, what is up, my dude? Hey Arca, how are you? Sorry I'm late, had a work meeting. My dude, I'm so happy to see you here. I'm very, very pleased that I can be streaming to you guys on this fine Thursday evening, right? So if you guys haven't checked out already, please refer to the GTII video and COSM videos that I released earlier, okay, you guys? I definitely have them up, and they're ready for your enjoyment, right, you guys? But we're gonna go over the list of tickers that we're gonna be covering tonight shortly. It looks like the chat is getting to a good number, right, you guys? I appreciate everybody for stopping by. So yeah, let's go over some of those tickers that we were first of all, some of them that we owed yesterday, okay, you guys? I know that there are a few tickers in the early access of the Discord, so just let me go ahead and actually refer that too, just in case I haven't covered many of those, okay? So Michael, that is actually my first one. It is INDO, and it is in respects to you, my friend, because yesterday we didn't get to that, so I want to make sure that we can look at it, okay? So Sebastian, I saw you in the early access. So WE is actually absolutely something that we're going to check out. And Hexes, if you're in here, CLNV is definitely something that we're going to be looking at too. Okay, so and as far as if Bossy is in here regarding COSM, please know that COSM is actually a vid that I just put up, and I encourage you guys to take a look at that. Unless you need me to absolutely go over some things, you know, regarding GTII or regarding COSM or whatever, then please go ahead, and I'll ask the moderators to keep an eye out for specific requests regarding GTII or COSM, okay? But please know that those videos are absolutely up, and we can definitely have some space for other people to get their opportunity in, okay? I want everybody to have their ticker of choice to be reviewed, right? So let's go ahead and go back to the chat. What is up? Oh my goodness, Diamond Music Productions asking me, my GTI position is 218%, brother. Love the strong moves. More to come with some more sideways trading next week, and the week after will be insane for GTI. I absolutely agree. Congratulations, Diamond Music Productions, for that 218% move. Wow. Very, very, very impressive. Okay, you guys, I love that. I love to hear that. AMC, is that AMC 8 Pittsburgh? Can you chart AMC if you have time? Yeah, I actually do have it on the list too. Okay, so we're definitely going to look at AMC because those tickers have been going out of control. Okay, you guys. Counselor Diamond Hands, good to see you in the chat. PBLA is that's your ticker? What's going on with that one, man? Can you explain to me what's the big deal with that one right there? Okay, so Counselor, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the list, and we'll try to get to it as soon as humanly possible. Okay, so Counselor requesting that PBLA ticker. Okay, so I know I've asked a few questions regarding regarding other tickers as well, and I'm probably missing them because the comments are rolling in very nicely, right? So please don't be afraid to re-chat or whatever, you know, just literally re-text whatever you said earlier, and we'll definitely get to it, you guys. But Indra, what is up? Are you having your breakfast or coffee right now, listening to Arca speak a bunch of nonsense that is not meant to be taken as any kind of financial advice ever, forever? Answer me the question. Very good to see you here, Indra. I love it. I love it. All right, so you guys, I've actually had a very interesting conversation today with some of the people from Crypstex, and we are in development of a very, very exciting new indicator. Okay, you guys, and this one is going to be in my vision. Okay, so this one is going to be a very, very interesting indicator. So there are two names that I'm going to be creating for it, and I'm not sure of which one. I'm not sure which one is going to be the one. Okay, so I want to get your opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and start a poll right over here. Okay, so I'm gonna name it. Let's see. The option number one is going to be statistical psychological, right? It's gonna be SPA, right? SPA. So analysis or algo. Sorry, algo. So it's statistical psychological algo, which is gonna be SPA, right? Or it's gonna be geometrical. So it literally, I'm just replacing a couple words. Arcaldoscope. What? Arca and Cal just binded together on that. Okay, so we're gonna create this poll. I want to get your opinion. Okay, so we're gonna create the first one called the statistical psychological algo. You never have to, say the whole name, because it's just gonna be called like SPA, right? So let me go ahead and name that real quick. I'm just gonna literally put it as SPA. Or the other one is going to be called GPA, for geometrical psychological algo. Okay, so I did it on purpose, GPA, because grade point average in school and stuff, and the other one SPA because it's relaxing, and you should be relaxed when we're talking about the markets. Okay, which one would be better? Okay, I want to get all of your opinions. So I'm going to put this poll up. All right, so which one is best? Question mark, huge. Okay, ask the community. Let's go ahead and put it up and see what the score is going to be. Please go ahead and involve yourself in the chat, guys. Let me know which one is best. Okay, so we're talking about statistical psychological algo, or is it gonna be the geometric psychological algo? Okay, so geometric or statistical, they're both going to be around the same type of feel though. Okay, it's not gonna change the ability of the indicator, it's just going to be named slightly different, right? So it's already looking pretty nice. I love it, you guys. Thank you so much for participating in that poll, you guys. We're just gonna leave it up so that everybody can continue voting on that as we come in. Okay, so it's regarding just the name. I'll continue reminding people as well as they come in. Please, guys, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and everything will be good, right, you guys? I appreciate everybody for stopping by. So let's go ahead and start going over the list of tickers that we're going to be reviewing tonight, right, you guys? Cal, I just saw you rolling on the floor laughing, my dude. I was dying when I saw that. It's gonna be the bull locator, my dude. Oh my goodness. So GPA, Adrian thinks sounds better. So man, I honestly thought of that, and I was like, GPA could be heavily relatable to a lot of people who are trading in the markets who are well within their 20s, right? So that's a lot of people. So I was thinking maybe they could think of GPA, right? Or maybe if we can think of something relaxing, right? Just like Mark Roach is talking about, something relaxing, something cool, right? So we can name it SPA, right? So there's going to be two versions of it. It'll be GPA plus and GPA, and it's going to be SPA and then SPA plus, right? So there's two versions of the indicators that we're talking about, and these indicators are absolutely involving physics, right? As well as geometric targets, automatic locator of the probabilities of which mean would it go to first, right? And it's going to be displayed over the chart, and it's not going to be an indicator like this down here. Not anything like this. It's going to be over the chart. Okay, you guys. So it's very, very, very interesting project that we're now literally in the talks of making, and it's already in development. So please don't expect it to come out like next week, because we are also going to start forward testing for that indicator as well. So the Arca-cator. So Mark Roach said, name it the Arca-cator. My dude, that is so funny. Leo, my dude, thank you for your donation, my friend. That's gonna go a long way. Sup, Arca, you say, and peeps, any thoughts on GSN and the announcement today? What was GSN, my bro? I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about regarding an announcement. Was that? Please, just go ahead and tell me, what is it, okay, you guys? Because I am very curious myself. MSGM is definitely on the list. I know that I've said we're gonna go over it, right? So I just want to make sure that everybody's stepping into the chat so that we can all be in the same page. Diamond Music Production. One last thing from me to you, Arca. I want to give you a solid thank you for all that you do for everyone here in the live and all the videos that you post. Thank you, and have a good night. Diamond Music Production, that means so much to me, my dude. I really appreciate your words, and they go a long way. It actually works as fuel for me to continue giving that analysis and the insight, right, man? But I don't want to hold you back too much longer, so please have a good night, get your rest, and I'll catch you at the bell mañana, right, my dude? So I appreciate you, man. Goodbye. So Asif, what is up, man? Do we still have MSGM on the list? Yes, we do. Absolutely, we do. Okay, you guys. And Jimmy Sams, I think he means GNS. Oh, right. We have actually been looking at that ticker too, right? Did I say downside for that one the last time, by the way? Or did I say upside for GNS? We're gonna go ahead and find that out anyway. What is up, KYP? So yeah, you're talking about CRTD. Man, that's the one that I've been staying away from, right? I'm a little afraid of that one because it has a lot of sentiment, a little deeper than GTII for some weird reason. But and it's funny that it's not running in tandem with GTII. I thought that they were supposed to be running together. That's very, very interesting, okay, you guys? So Jimmy Sams is saying that GNS $10 NFT thing. Oh, okay, so they announced an NFT. Very interesting as the crypto starts to pump, right? And Hamilton announced it. Hamilton? Is that Ham? Is that the same person? Short Killer? Or who is it? Ron Escobar taking it down out here in New Jersey. Man, that's cool, bro. Thank you so much for stopping by. There's always a whole bunch of different countries and all kinds of stuff here, man. Trust me. Mr. Zur comes from Sweden. Indra, where are you coming from again? I forget. You're from Sweden as well? I know you've mentioned it a couple times here. So I wanna just let people know that there's several countries. I think Australia was in here as well too. But very, very cool stuff, right? Man, so GNS is still facing that upside that we were looking at. And Indra, thank you so much for your donation. And you say, thanks to you, I got into GTII at 106. Indra, that's my average. I think 106 or 10 something is my average. It's pretty close to there too. So I assume that you got in right when I released that video, like, we gotta go up. Okay, so you're from Germany. Got it. You guys see that? That's very cool. And it's very humbling to see all kinds of people from different countries here. And yes, look at Cal L, the very man himself, congratulating Indra on her win. Awesome. So Heidelberg Trading, is that your, do you have something there? Sorensen, how you doing? Good to see you here. Jason Barrio coming in from Whittier, California. Whittier, where the girls are prettier. Is that the saying? Is that still a thing? Am I dated? Am I dated as all hell for saying that? Oh my goodness. But I'm just cracking silly dad jokes over here, right? But yeah, let's go over the list, guys. We have a ticker symbol INDO. We have ticker symbol VTGN, PBTS, MSGM. We have AMC, WULF, and WE. We have MULN, CLNV, and CRTD, right? We have PBLA, Tide, APRN, APPL, Amazon, Google, Lucid, and FOXO. FOXO, right? That was the ticker that I was asking about. I'm sure somebody already answered the question, but I'm not exactly sure what FOXO was, you guys. So if you did answer the question, I apologize. I didn't catch the answer if you did answer it, right? But go ahead and let me know what is the deal with that ticker symbol FOXO, okay? So, but yeah, you guys, so yeah, so Jason is saying Whittier is where the girls are prettier. Yep, that is oh man, that is good. Okay, so yeah, GNS is still suggesting some sideways trading, you guys. Let's look at that 6 hour and 4 hour. Okay, so the short-term downside, that 6 hour time frame is still suggesting a very, very short-term downside as well, and this means that we could potentially be touching that space between the 3-spot 272 at about 565 to 616 for a reloading zone, right? This could be a pretty good place to get long this stock, as this has been using that 14-day as a good point of support. So please remember, always remember your positioning, right? So in this area, the 14-day simple will not only be supported, will not only act as support alone, it would actually act as support alongside the gravitational zone too. So it'll probably push us back up, or highly probable, right? So the 12-hour is also suggesting a slight downside, and this is still correlated to that 3 spot 272, 565 to 616 at the 3 spot 618 before an upside, and the daily is where we're still confirmed to the upside. By daily, still suggesting massive upside as well. Very interesting here. Okay, so and let's see the 3-day and the 5-day. Yeah, you guys, I'm still looking at an upside for GNS, but potential loading zone tomorrow could be literally where I'm talking about 565 to 616. Let's see if the EMAs and SMAs are near there as well. Let's see. Yeah, so we have that 7-day exponential moving average right in between both of those, 616 and 565. So Bruno Bars, what is up, my dude? Thank you so much for your donation, my friend. That's very, very nice of you, dude. And I do not expect you to do that. Thank you, guys. In fact, I don't expect anyone to do that. But Bruno Bars, one of the very few people here who are absolutely masters at trading, right? In the chat, giving your boy a very nice donation. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, my dude. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for GNS, you guys. So it was just a quick little GNS recap right there so that I can get some of the people who are still holding that. I know it was requested a few times before, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this thing still has massive upside to go. Please know that the most obvious target that we're looking at is going to be in relation to that 865 level. Okay, lots of resistance there, and in order for us to break, I'm talking about in order for us to continue to the upside, look out for $10.67. Okay, we want to break through this right here, because as soon as we do get that, is a straight shot to about 1270. Okay, this would be a great area for price continuation. Okay, and I see why we're facing the resistance here. Okay, you guys, but if you can keep your eyes on that 1075, 1077, as soon as we break that, we confirm it with a minimal. I'm talking about a minimum, a candle closure of a 4-hour iteration. We can absolutely make a straight slide up to that 1270, 1280 dollar target for GNS. Okay, you guys. So that was it for GNS. I just wanted to go ahead and put it up real fast, okay? And I know the music is still playing, right? I kept it a little cool and a little easy so that we can ease into the seriousness of our work in here for the preparation for tomorrow's session. Bruno Barr saying, nah, man, I'm a regular dude. LOL. Appreciate the comment. You're the wizard, says the wizard. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, my dude. But yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and start getting into our serious note here. I wanted to make sure to just get that GNS ticker out of the way real fast, okay, you guys? But in respects to what was left over yesterday, we're going to start off with INDO, but I want to also point out here that I just took a look at GNS real quick at about, I think it was 940 to 945 or 948, right? So thank you so much, Leo, for your donation, my friend. That's very cool. And 9:48 p.m. officially ending that. So everything is good. Everything is good. Indra is saying that I am the chart whisperer. That's a new one. I've never heard that one before. Thank you. I love it, and I also love that show. That guy, I learned a lot from that guy to train Sasha, right? The late Sasha. I trained her in so many tactics that guy shows in his live videos. But yeah, let's go ahead and now pull up ticker symbol INDO. I'm wondering if I actually had a preload of a session of that. It looks like we've already looked at it one time. Very good stuff. Okay, so if you're new to the chat, hit that like button as you come in, you guys. And let's go ahead and refer to you. I'm going to just tell you guys what it is for the tickers, okay? We have GNS. We already looked at it, right, just before this. INDO is next. VTGN. We have PBTS, MSGM. We have AMC on the list. We have ticker symbol WULF, which is Wolf, right? Another Bitcoin miner. Interesting price action, by the way, on that. Ticker symbol WE. We have MULN, CLNV, CRTD, PBLA, Tide, APRN, APPL, right? We have Amazon and Google, Lucid, and FOXO. Okay, you guys, thank you so much, Mark. I got you, dude. So that was 9:41 p.m. that I started that. Dude, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. And like I said, man, whenever you can, dude, give me some contact information. I can't ever talk to you anywhere. Send me an email or send me something on Twitter. I want to say hello to you. But yeah, you guys. So now, one more thing for the people who are just coming in. The poll that you see is regarding regarding an indicator that I'm developing. Okay, so if you see the poll there, go ahead and tell me which name you think is better. They're in reference to statistical psychological algo, which is SPA, right? Or geometrical psychological algo, which is GPA. Okay, you guys. So those are the two names that I am going over for the new indicator that I'm in development with, right? So we're already starting the coding for it. We're already in development, but please know that we still have to forward test it. We still have to back test it. We still have a lot of procedures to go for it. Okay, I'm not just going to release something that doesn't work for the public. You guys know that that's not me. Okay, you guys, so just please be aware that I am in development with Crypstex for the next indicator. Oh my goodness, I hate it. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up our chart once again as it just went away out of nowhere. All right, so here it is, guys. Let's go ahead and load up INDO. We're looking at it first. Remember always. Counselor Diamond Hands, thank you for your donation, my friend. I know that you said that we need to take a look at that PBLA. Counselor, if I don't get to it, can you please send me? I don't know if you're on Twitter or whatever, but please send me a DM, because if I don't get to it in this video, I'll get to it with an image for you, and I'll go ahead and put some instructions or whatever I see in it. Okay, my dude. Just know for a fact that I absolutely want to get to as many tickers as I can. Okay. So Bruno Bars, you're like, yeah, dude. Those ideas for the indicator, trust me, man. They're super technical. I'm gonna try to make them as an overlay over the price action, not as an indicator like this. Okay. So it's gonna have some chaos fibs versus traditional fibs, lots of cool stuff. But anyway, you guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at this ticker. 9:52 p.m. per Mark Roach for ticker symbol INDO. Moderators, please go ahead and refer or tend to the chat as I will now officially start ticker symbol INDO. Okay, you guys, so the last time we talked about this was I think it was just a few days ago, right? We did imply that we may be able to see a downside on this, right? But it looks like it created a huge, very, very big bear trap here. And that honestly turned this thing into a descending or a falling wedge, right? So if this was the case, then we very well could have already broken out at that, probably I would say 65% or close to 70% to the falling wedge, right? So this is good. If it does have a price objective, remember there's three ways to get that price objective. One of the more popular ways is absolutely from the top of the triangle to the very lowest point of the triangle, right? But I have to urge you to look at it in a few ways, okay? Because there's also another way that we can do it where it's just the middle of the triangle itself, and also the space between the breakout area and the lowest point of the triangle, okay? There's a few different traders here that can use these methods. So just know that you have a few areas, a few ways to look at this. Okay, if we were to look at this per the regular breakout, or per the space of the breakout, you can see that we've already met that target almost perfectly. Okay, so if we are suggesting that we're going to use this target here, which is part of another trader, right? We apply it to that point of breakout as well. We can see a target of about $8.10. But the question here is, which one would be the most popular breakout point? And that I can't answer for you because we haven't backtested in the INDO asset just this formation and how many times it's broken out per which strategy, right? But just know that there are three different types of traders here. And it looks like the next target would essentially take us to about $10.98. We're going to go ahead and validate that upside or downside thesis now. Okay, you guys. So just know that we do have a few targets in line here. And I'm sorry that I'm doing this so much. I just absolutely hate having crooked lines all the time. And I don't understand why it's crooked. Whatever. It's probably this line right here, just creating havoc. All right. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and look at our immediate short-term time frame momentum, okay, represented by RSI. I hate it that it's so thin. Let me get rid of that RSI and load up a new iteration of it, right? Or instance, sorry. There we go. Okay, so now it makes it a little easier for you to see the purple line. The purple line, remember, represents that signal, and the pink line represents that typical 14-day simple moving average, okay, which I may be updating shortly, okay? So if you have ARC RSI, you may actually get a second version of it per a different time frame moving average, okay? But not yet. I'm still testing it. Okay, you guys. So let's now look at this. The 30-minute immediate short-term time frame is suggesting a potential resistance, okay? So which could be very well in line with our SMA 10, located, I think, right at about $5.93. It could be in respects to this here, okay? So if it is that, then we may face a little bit of consolidation here, okay? But remember, 30-minute time frames usually live out pretty fast. All right, so the bi-hourly time frame is finding support at the bi-hourly 200-day SMA. So that's a pretty good thing. It looks like the bears are already losing a little bit of sell pressure too, so which is also good. It's not quite a spinning top doji right here, but it's still a little bit of an indecision candle, right? So let's go to the 6 hour and continue building our puzzle pieces here, because there could be something brewing for the INDO asset. Okay, so we already found that support from the SMA 100, right? So this is located right over here. We bounced right off it, and it looks like we've been trading a range here. Okay, so this is ridiculous consolidation, by the way, you guys. This it's almost better to watch paint dry, right? SMA 10 on the 12-hour resistance. Let's see. And now in relation to our falling wedge, what is it doing? Okay, so we're still in the process of validating the newly converted resistance into support. And also it's important to notice here that since the 12-hour is suggesting just all the way down here, that there are several targets to look out for. First of all, we need to look at that 50-day SMA on the 12-hour chart as a high potential here, right? Because we need to confirm and we need to absolutely validate the support area of this falling wedge. And that's landing right at about 558. So there is a high probability that we can see that by probably mid-session to end of day tomorrow, if not the following session in the morning. Okay, so let's see what the daily time frame is suggesting. Daily time frame also suggesting downside. The most obvious target that I can see here would be the SMA 50 at 563. Just a sec, guys. We're still building the blocks, right? Let's go ahead and take an inverse fib from the swing high to the swing low of the daily iteration and see where we're landing. Okay, so this is the SMA 50 is landing just below the 1.618. Okay, so I'm actually curious over the exponentials now. Let me see a 7-period and 30-period exponential and see what we have. Okay, so we're literally bouncing like in and out of this SMA 10 and EMA 30, which is very curious. Let's see. Downside continuation on the daily, guys. The target to between the 2 fib and the 1.618 is absolutely great. 557 to 566. We'll get that final bias upon the completion of the RSI. Okay, so limited downside on this buy daily. So this is giving me the impression that it is setting up for an upside continuation. And why is that? Well, the 14-day simple moving average is right at the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Okay, so that means that we can actually face the support from not only that 14-day moving average, but also from the gravitational zone, thus pushing us up to the existing zone right now, right in the bull weakness. So let's validate the temporary downside. 3-day suggesting the same thing, and the 5-day is suggesting a little bit of consolidation, which is in respects to what we're talking about. Okay, so yeah, in order for us to flash the 5-day and the weekly, the upper term time frame RSI, in order for us to flash it, we absolutely need to find that psychological support. And it would be, like I was talking about, it would likely be at that SMA 50 located at about 559. Everything is rhyming between that 2 fib and the 1.618. Okay, so definitely look for a loading zone there if we're gonna wick, because remember, we do not trade a bear market like we trade a bull cycle. Okay, so and in bear markets you actually tend to see wicks. Okay, long wicks. So if we're gonna wick to the downside, and you want to play an aggressive type of long, maybe down to the 542 level, which okay, I'm going to give it to you in a zone. Okay, the 2.272, I'm talking about an inverse fib here. So the 2.272 and the 2.618 550 to 542. Why am I suggesting that zone? Because there is a gap. And that gap, when we're coming down to it in a significant level, this is not usually something that we tend to fill. That's usually something that we tend to use as support from the top area of it, which just so happens to be the newly converted resistance into support of our falling wedge. Confluence, correlation, psychological targets, geometrics, everything is kind of lining up to this target here. Okay, you guys, so that is going to do it for ticker symbol INDO. We need to go ahead and go over the upside targets when we do get this validation first. Okay, because I can give you upside targets all day. The most obvious targets would actually be from a loading zone down here, it would actually be potentially $6.30. The range of 609 to 630 would be your first upside target. I'm talking obvious targets here, right? And your next one would be at about 663. But remember, validations are absolutely required before that. We need to prep we need to prep the entry and prep the chart so that we can make sure that we have that we can get long on this in a safe manner, okay? All right, so yeah, that's going to do it for ticker symbol INDO. Go ahead, chat. Let's go ahead and dive in and rate the trade. So now that you know that we are not able to validate an upside, but an upside could be in preparation for this with 3 potential targets, right? And a few of the most obvious targets. What are we rating this for the longs? I can potentially see this downside happening by maybe Monday or Tuesday next week. But yeah, it's if you're curious, let's go ahead and look at the market cap, right? So the market cap is at a 61.16 mil, and the float is a small 9.7 mil. Okay, so it's a high risk asset. Okay, so and it's got, I mean, let's pull up. Let me actually pull up the average true range on this. I don't have that available just right away, but I can use an indicator to see where we are as far as movement. Okay, so this is a slow mover, you guys. We have an average true range in the low here, in the lows here. So this is going to take its time to make an upside move. So this would be a long-standing swing play. I would say about a 2-week long swing play, maybe. Okay, so we're already getting some rates here. So Mark Roach, you're giving this a B for the longs. Indra, you're giving this a C for the longs. Okay, you know, some people would be aggressive into giving this a good rating because it's a safer play, meaning that you don't have to tend to the chart at every single minute of your existing life, right? Samantha H giving this a C as well. Okay, you guys, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Okay, let's give this the rating right now, you guys. So this for me, the high risk is obviously something that that always kind of gets in the way for me to get long a stock, right? In this case, I would give the long rating of a solid C. Okay, there is the risk, there is the upside, but it doesn't meet all the criteria for a trade that I would like to get long immediately, right? So another thing is that I also like to lock in profits a little faster. So I would need an average true range to actually be a little higher, maybe in the 90 cents to $1 ATR, right? So that would be fast, you know, minimal 50 cents. You know what I mean? So that we can get some volatility, get some movement here within a day or two, or even 3, and then continue on with our lives. Right, but this is very low. Okay, you guys, but it's not bad. Long rating is a C. Let's go ahead and just change this into that green color so it's not favoring any type of short or misunderstanding here. So let's go ahead and finish off the analysis here at 10:04 for ticker symbol INDO. Thank you so much for recommending this ticker. Okay, you guys, so the rating, we said long. I'm going to go ahead and keep the notes right here. Remember, I'm just going to add the notes so we can have those timestamps at the end of this session. It'll be up just a few hours later. Okay, so guys, if you're new to the chat and you're wondering what GPA or SPA or SPA means, is that's a new indicator that I'm in development with right now. We're coding it, and it stands for geometrical psychological algo, or it's going to be who's saying no? Yeah, Michael, absolutely. Absolutely, man. You're very welcome. And SPA stands for Statistical Psychological Algo. Okay, you guys. So the name is SPA or GPA. So I just wanted to get your opinion into what you're thinking would be a better name for those indicators. Okay, you guys. So we're still a ways away from releasing them. We still have to forward test them, back test them, the whole thing. But if you don't mind, go ahead and list what you think would be a better name for that new indicator. Okay. Also, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and more importantly, hit that like button so we can get some more people in the chat. Okay, you guys. Very good stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and now get into the next ticker. I still have, remember guys, I still have a couple that I owe from yesterday. Okay. Asif, let's see. I have 2 more tickers before that one, and then we'll get right into MSGM. Okay, my dude. But this is regarding yesterday's owed tickers. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up VTGN. You know what? I can officially start it right now. So let's go ahead and try to move these faster. Okay. So 10:06 p.m. officially starting. Okay, you guys. So moderators, please go ahead and take a look at the chat as I will now attempt to start this analysis if TradingView ever allows me to start. What is going on here? My goodness. Is this are we facing this problem again? I'm just going to use this one right here. Let's see if we can load up. What was it again? VTGN. Okay. And let me just go ahead and load it here and here. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. So like always, guys, let's go ahead and load up the daily chart on this and take a look at what we have historically. Okay. So was this in respects to a earnings miss? Is this why it capitulated like that? That type of price action flashes everything, and it gives us a little bit of a disadvantage. But still, but still, it's okay. So we started this at 10:06 p.m. Good deal. Good deal. Okay, so let's get our moving averages up. I don't like this price action, by the way, you guys. That impairs our vision, and I mean this gap is just massive. First of all, the resistance that we're facing, let me just go ahead and put up a trend line here so you can see in respects to where exactly we are. And let me make this just a little bit thinner. Okay, let's look historically. Take a look at the resistance that we're facing right now. Here's the candle from today, okay, the wick high, right, of 29.84. The resistance. Let's see historically to see if we've ever touched it before. Okay, so never before that. So this is in respects, the resistance that we're facing is in respects to these targets right over here. So if we're gonna look at the next resistance, which absolutely shares a lot of confluence, is the SMA 200, located just at about 45.97, just about 46 cents. And why I'm saying heavy confluence is, let me get rid of the SMAs and take a look at this right here, because this would essentially work in the future to this gap. And the gap has already been long cleared, right? But the reason why I'm mentioning it is because it has a target of about 45.97, almost 46, to about 50.97. Okay, and this gap happened in 2019 December. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave it on here like this, because that may very well lead to some type of geometrical target as well. Okay, you guys. So that aside from that resistance, we can go ahead. These are all like supply zones. Okay, what I'm showing you here are absolute supplies. There's no such thing as any demand, because if you want to find a demand zone, you miss that down here. Okay, so in this case, we're talking about strictly supply zones. Okay, areas of resistance or areas of these are inflection points, right? So this is going to be the next likely area for supply, and we're going to continue validating this. Okay, you guys, I want you to know that this is all discretion at its best. So I have to first know what the chart is looking like, and then we can move along. Okay, but know for a fact that I don't like this, and we're very lucky to have prior price action. Okay, because if we didn't have that, this would be impossible. Okay, you guys. So the next area would be in respects to this contact point here from November 20th. This contact point here, right, from let's see, that's January 10th. And I think I had a few of them. Let me go ahead and just look. Okay, this one right over here too. So February 20th. Okay, so that would be our next. Supply area, but it looks like it is a range. And oh man, okay, never mind. It is a range. So let me just go ahead and start it over again, just like this, just like that. Okay, and now this is a very aggressive range. I'm not gonna lie, but this would be essentially taking it up to this contact point here from December 15th, 2020. And that would be at about 60.59 to 72.56. So these are very, very important areas to get over. As you can see, price action has actually consolidated and traded sideways within these sections very often, right? So, and also within this area too, we were in this for a long time. I mean, for the better part of about 4 months. Okay, so this is what the gap consists of. So this isn't just a slide to the way up. Looking at historical values, you can absolutely see how relevant these targets are in comparison to the upside that we're looking at, right? So now let's validate that upside. So let's just go ahead and load up that 30-minute RSI, just like we always do, and see what we're doing. Oh, this makes me curious over the SMAs, because this may be a very nice growth. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so we're using a combination, primarily the SMA 10 on the 30-minute, right? But we're using a combination of the SMA 100 and very, very, very less often that SMA 200, and it's starting to convert to where only the 50-day simple moving average is being used, right, as a form of support. In this case, you can see that we can definitely come back down in the 30-minute to touch down at that 50 SMA. In this case, you can see we're already converting that SMA 10 as a form of resistance in the current price action. So if we could, this is immediate short-term time frame, scalp style things, right? We can already imply that we have a psychological component applied right here with this gap. And also the SMA 50 landing right at the bottom side of this gap. In this case, since we do have an SMA, and let's see if we have an EMA in there as well. It's making me curious. Okay, so this is implying that this SMA 50 is implying that we can use it for a closure of this gap, but we don't have to close a gap. That is a fallacy, okay? We don't have to close the gap. Gaps can go on unclosed forever, and we don't have to ever come back to it. Okay, you guys, so now the EMA 30 is suggesting that we actually could use, just like we always talk about, of using the gap as just a support, the gap top, before a continuation to the upside. The reason why I can say that is because if you can see the EMA 30 here, I'm going to block out the SMAs, okay? Take a look at the relevance of the EMA 30 with price action, okay? So you can see that we have been using it all along for days and days, okay? So there is that potential that we can actually face that support level at 26.41 and or a flash wick to that 26 cent zone, okay? I'm favoring the 26 because of the EMA 30 and its relevance to price action recently. Okay, so let's move on to the buy hourly now, because the 30-minute had a lot of information for us to look at. Okay, so the buy hourly still suggesting that downside. This is actually further validating that 26 cent touch. 6 hour time frame is suggesting actually a very limited downside, which makes me feel like the SMA 10 or something is located there. Let's see. The SMA 10 is actually lower. All right. So okay. So yeah, again, 26.47 to 26 cents on the 6 hour, still 26.47 because of the top side of this candle, the opening of this candle here, or 26.50. Right. So let's move up to that 12 hour and continue on this. Okay. So the 12 hour is showing us a little bit of a shooting star. I would honestly prefer the body to be a little smaller to be considered a shooting star, but it's still a bearish type of candle, right? But it's still suggesting that upside nonetheless. Remember that I don't like these small pivots. Remember that these pivots usually fake out, okay? So if we're going to assume, this is assuming, right? No mathematical models, nothing giving me that this is all discretion at its best. If we're going to assume that we're going to dip down to here, we have that support from the 14-day simple and that gravitational zone, okay? So we can absolutely face a continuation to the upside after a short-term downside, also in respects to the 6 hour, to the buy hourly, and a 30-minute suggesting that downside. 30-minute is a little consolidation-ish looking like, right? It's looking like consolidation on the 30-minute, but I'm suggesting downside because we have that SMA 14 and the gravitational zone above us. So if we have that upside, it'll be very limited in respects to the SMA 10 before coming back down and testing that 26.49 to 26 cent zone. Okay, so now let's look at the daily. The daily is showing similar to the 12-hour. I don't like that little pivot. Buy daily is where it's at. Okay, so consolidation, slightly bearish for all day tomorrow. Potential recovery by the following morning or mid-session the following day. If we're gonna respect the buy daily, this is I don't like to see a candle like this, right? So if this body were a little bit higher, then that would be a bad sign. But this is still a little indecisive, and the 3-day is suggesting that continuation to the upside nonetheless. It's very healthy too. It's within the bull strength percentile. So VTGN still has some upside to go, but it has to come back down first. 26 to 26.49 is that essential loading zone before a continuation to the upside. Now, if we're gonna talk about a lesser level, I would need you to take a look at how these wicks are so violent. Okay, these go down. So if on the next 12-hour iteration we don't respect that 26 or 20, I'm sorry, the 26 to 26.49, which is very, very optimistic. I know the candles are getting smaller as we go. Okay, but I need you to pay attention to that EMA 7 on the 12-hour because we can absolutely touch the relevance of the wick low from February 1st, 23.53 alongside that EMA 7. Okay, so these could be the entry zones, right? So aggressive scale up, and then you can make a move to the upside. We would need to validate the upside after the flash wicks to the downside because that can flash momentum into an opposing side, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so we have to keep a close eye on this, and then we can make them upside move. Okay, you guys. So I wouldn't suggest the upside just yet. Okay, but it is suggesting a continuation of it. I'm talking about per the technicals. We have to see what the sentiment feels like after that drop. Okay, you guys, so now that we know what this is doing, chat, let's go ahead and rate this for the longs. What are the longs going to be facing here as a rating system? Are we going to give it a D- for max loss? Is it going to be a D+ for break even? Is it going to be a C+ for risk with upside? What could it be for the longs, you guys? Let's go ahead and rate the trade. Sean O, my dude. I owe you tickers after tickers after tickers after tickers, my dude. Thank you so much with that donation. And you say, stopping in to say hello. GTII is on a run, slowly getting unstuck with Ape and AMC. My dude, I am finally up on my AMC, and I'm talking about I am not 88% down. I am 82% down now. Everything good, Sean. Oh, thank you so much for your donation. So we're already getting in the sentiment, guys. Look at this. Mark Roach saying C+. Sebastian Lim saying C-. Bruno Bars, what's up, buddy? You're saying C- as well. Honestly, Indra H giving it a C-. Let's go ahead and just take a look at those the cap, right? So the cap is at a 51.27 million. And the float is at a comfortable 200 million, but still, it's just I hate that we have to capitulate, to make an upside move. It's always dangerous when we do that. I mean, the supply zone was literally screaming in our faces at 10 cents, right? This was a heavy area for demand. Sorry. And then also a secondary demand zone with massive days of validation here. Between 15 and about 16 cents. Huge warning for an upside here. So this it looks like it still has some upside to go, but something tells me that this is a movement that it's a little bit in sympathy to the broader markets, right? So see, Leo is saying D is too much risk. So guys, I'm going to be very honest with you here. I like the play, but it's just there's a lot of risk involved in this because of its overextension, right? So I'm honestly going to have to give this a C- myself. So the sentiment already gave it. Bruno Bar's right on par with that. Sebastian Lim also with that C-. Indra with that C-. Mark Roach with the C+. I'm not going to lie, man. That was my initial thought until I zoomed out and I looked at that the potential move has already been for the most part not played out. It's just reaching supply. You know, we're approaching supply zones, and these when you want to, you know, like Eric Crown says, he goes, when you tap that supply, bro, it's gonna reverse. It's gonna reverse when we tap that supply. Whenever that happens, no, it doesn't have to reverse, man. It doesn't have to reverse from the supply. I'm just saying price action doesn't have to do anything. It's random, you know. So we just have to see the higher probabilities based on you know, moving averages and prior targets. But yeah, you guys, I'm on the same boat here. So long rating, we're gonna give this a solid C minus. Still, I mean, in respects to its potential, still there, right? So we're gonna officially end the rating for or the analysis actually 1021 for ticker symbol VTGN. Okay, you guys. So that was for Randy. Thanks so much for that, my dude. I hope you were able to get your answers correct here, right? So guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next ticker. This is going to be PBTS. Mark Roach saying, please go ahead and like and subscribe, and go ahead and give me some voting rights over here. So it's looking like GPA is already in the lead. Okay, so GPA with a 55%. And the SPA with a 45%. Very interesting. I'm going to continue I want to continue applying these polls in other streams too, just so that we can rate the sentiment. Because what if you guys are too bullish because GTII is making a bunch of money? What if when GTII capitulates or something, God forbid, by the way, you guys favor SPA? Okay. I'm going to track our sentiment too. All right. So that was it. Yeah, that was it for ticker symbol VTGN. Very good, you guys. So I want to look at that ticker. What was it? Ticker. Let me go ahead and officially start it for PBTS at 10:22 p.m. Moderators, go ahead and keep up with the chat, and I will continue the analysis here. Okay, you guys. So yeah, I think everything is looking pretty good. Look at that. American Airlines actually started that upside per our expectations with an A minus, by the way. Yeah. All right. So let's see if we can get things rolling here, you guys. I'm gonna restart my trading view actually, because this is it's not cool that it's giving me it's not letting me. Why is it doing that? Man, look at this. Jeez. I command queued all kinds of stuff and it didn't let me. So let's go ahead and restart that real quick. Look at all the videos that I make for you guys. All right. So here we go. There we go. Very good stuff. Now we're comfortable. So PBTS, and that's we don't have a previous load on that, so it's all good. So we'll just make a new chart and see what we have. Okay, you guys. So PBTS, here we go. And always, you guys, let's just do I'm comfortable with a log chart. You know, because professional technical analysts use log charts, so I will too. We literally, it's apparently just a little bit, it's a little slight percentage difference or something, some crap like that, right? So I'm not even going to speculate on that. Logarithmic versus regular charts. I'm just going to continue using it because the pros use it, right? So I'm a pro too. Oh, man. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at this, because this is an interesting formation here, and it almost makes me feel that the formation was, I want to say, it was an ascending channel, and now it's at the process of validating its resistance, the newly converted support into resistance. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually match that formation, right? So maybe something like this. Right, and then we have that downside, right? Let me see if we can get that tighter, right? Potentially here, it could have also been a rising wedge, but yeah, this is looking like it wants to confirm that, right? So this is very discretionary, guys. Please remember that. And a lot of the times I don't perfect my lines in these situations because why? Right. So now let's go ahead and just take a look at some moving averages. I do this, guys, because I wanna make sure that you can see how I practice my discretion first. right? Samantha H, have a very good night. Please take care of that headache. I'm so sorry to see that, right? My goodness. I hope you feel better, Samantha. I'm so sorry to hear. But yeah, you guys, so I want you to look at the way I practice discretion so that you, yeah, it looks like a spa is capitulating, right? So that you can be able to also be inspired by the way we can look at market trend and psychological probabilities, because these are all formations, silly formations that people use, with lines and stuff that are not mathematical probabilities. It's just psychological probabilities, right? So I can see us continuing on to the downside. First of all, we use that 50-day simple moving average as a form of resistance. This prior iteration, which was yesterday, we used it. We used the SMA 10 as a resistance alongside the bottom trend line, the conversion of support into now a resistance, which would essentially tell us that this is still going to continue to the downside. So if there is a tiny area of, oh man, I can already see it. There you go. So this is again, right, the previous gaps that we have already filled. So please take a look at the price action from yesterday, okay, and look at just how precise we used that gap low as that support touch. Okay, so keeping an eye on these other psychological components are important too for price action, right? So we literally got that bounce to the upside and found resistance at that SMA 10 and the SMA 50, and the SMA 50 is pretty strong, right? So a continuation to the downside is likely, and I'm talking about in a very discretionary manner. 12-hour SMA 50 also used as resistance. Another thing that I want to point out here is that not only are we having the sell pressure actually diminish in volume, but the buy volume is just slightly lower from when this massive candle here on a daily iteration 21 million. And this is 18 million. Okay, so if the longs were bullish here and the longs are less bullish here, now that we're below a resistance, below a critical support, then this, in a discretionary manner, still suggesting some downside. So let's go ahead and validate with momentum now. Okay, so let's see what we have in store for this. Starting off with the 30-minute immediate short term, just like always, you guys. So this is already a little bearish. Okay, why? Because we have that 14-day simple and we recently crossed below it. Okay, so this can be used as a form of resistance before coming back down. So let's go to the buy hourly. Buy hourly suggesting some downside as well, but I really have to warn about this because we're approaching the gravitational zone. So if we're approaching that gravitational zone to the bear strength percentile, then we could actually fail our 14-day simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the 6-hour and see what we have there. So absolutely surpassed that 14-day simple and now suggesting downside and approaching that gravitational zone. This is giving me or giving this target relevance yet again. So some people may consider this a type of double bottom, which I would suggest not to use, by the way. Okay, so double bottoms, triple bottoms, double tops, triple tops, those have a lesser hit rate. Okay, so please be careful with that formation. Don't always trust that. Okay, so trust momentum and trust your averages, price action. That would be a better way for you to look at things. So now let's go to the 12-hour. 12-hour is still suggesting some downside, but please notice that it's limited. It's not as significant as this dip here. Okay, so look at prior iterations as well in comparison to the downside suggestion you have presently. Daily is looking like we can recover. But if we're facing that resistance from the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile alongside that 14-day simple, then that can be in respects to maybe a day or two ahead. I'm talking about maybe even Monday. We can actually make the upside and find resistance again from our channel and then come back down. Okay, so this is looking like now we're about to start a type of trading range. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you like this. Okay, so it looks like we may be facing a trading range for the next few days, and it would be in respects to this area here. And this, honestly, a range like this, Let's see the percentage. If you know the range, then you know the supports and resistances. So that means that you would essentially be able to make some pretty nice trades. We're talking about a 21.55 deficit here. So if you know that range, then you can actually make gains like up and down this. Okay, so I'm just please remember that that's not the final word for this. I'm just saying that it's suggesting a possibility of trading a range here. Buy daily suggesting a very limited downside as well. The buy daily time frame for us to reach that 14-day simple, this would take a few days, right? So I'm talking maybe 4 days it would take for us to reach that lower level, for us to make an upside continuation. So the important thing here is that we are at the gravitational zone here. So we're facing two forms of support fairly soon. So this is still suggesting for us to come back down to that 10.33 cent zone for us to continue on to the upside. Okay, so in respects to the gravitational and also the 14-day simple, let's look at that 3-day. 3-day looks like that there would be that recovery and 5-day consolidation. Okay, so yeah, like I said, you guys, this is it's a very interesting play here because it doesn't have upside. I'm not getting an upside continuation on this ticker unless there's some type of catalyst or fundamental thing that's going to push this to the upside. But you're looking at a drop of about 6 to 7% over here before facing a 20% rise, and then potentially trading a range of almost 22% over some days. So if, like I said, some people find a range to trade, and they find some type of trading system within that until it finally breaks. You do have to keep in this type of trade, you do have to keep an eye out for fundamental catalysts and things of that nature, right? And also keep an eye on your momentum, because this can turn quickly. Okay, so as soon as people start noticing that this is that trading range, it's going to get over shorted, or it's going to get over longed, right? And then it'll make a break of its inflection points, upside or downside. But we can't tell just yet. Mr. J, have you're saying hello. Sorry, I thought you were saying a good night, right? But yes, guys, that's gonna do it for a ticker symbol PBTS. Safe-ish play, right? So let's just look at real quick the market cap, 22.7 million, right? So the shares, the float is a comfortable 170 million. So this is not all too bad. Okay, this is still somewhat safe-ish, right? So yeah, like I said, guys, I mean, if you find a range, trading 20% on a daily basis would be outstanding, right? So now that you know, chat, let's go ahead and dive right in and take a look at that SPA and GPA, absolutely at a tie. So Mark Roach saying PBTS, the company has acquired a 19% stake of the DTI Group Limited. So a technology company specializing in international trade, digitalization, and platforms. Okay, so that was, I assume, was that the news today? Okay, so it was just on pre-market gainer and pre-market decliners. So I think the news actually may have come out on January 27th, right? So right last Friday. So then this is why we got that upside. And now we're starting to capitulate. People who were probably trapped from up here were starting to take some type of profit. They minimize their risk, it looks like, right? So because it's been stuck in this area for months. So that's a natural thing, right? So chat, now that we know, what are we rating this for the longs? I don't see like a short squeeze movement, right? I see a 20% gainer over days and days. Unless there is another type of news. So the news was from November. Okay, so November. What the heck? So if we're talking about November 9th, it did have an upside here. October, man. So Mark Roach, you're giving it a C. Yeah, that's not bad. So let's go ahead and just get this over with. But I'm gonna give this a C plus, right? Because there's obvious risk to the upside and downside, but what I am noticing here is that this is something that traders look for. They don't look for this. I'm talking about some experienced traders, old school traders. They'll look for a range that's safe, right? And they'll always know their support line and their resistance line. So it could be literally an automatic trading system here, just doing this until it finally breaks and you get stopped out, or you just continue to the upside if you're long. Right? So that's those are pretty good. Those are pretty good, right? So let's go ahead and give this a long rating of a C+. Very good stuff, you guys. So let's go ahead and now end the analysis here for ticker symbol BTS at 10:35 p.m. Good. Very good. I love it. Okay, and let's also note this for the timestamps later on that we're going to be putting, right? So we'll note here that is a C+ for the longs. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the ticker symbol MSGM. Okay, so a lot of people were talking about that ticker, and a lot of people, I hope, didn't get caught up, right? So I really hope. I really hope that we didn't get caught on that. Okay, so let's just go ahead and load that, because remember, guys, yesterday I was literally talking about the bearish drives of divergence, right? We were talking about momentum facing the downside. We were talking about a whole bunch of things that were suggesting a continuation to the downside, okay? So let's just go ahead and see what it did, because I'm not exactly sure. So we're officially starting this at 10:36 p.m. Thank you, Mark. Love you, buddy. So 10:36 p.m. officially starting MSGM. Okay, so let me just get rid of the. Actually, I can just minimize these just a little bit, just for now, right? So yeah, so we were noticing here that MSGM had let's see, 1, 2, 3 drives of hidden bearish divergence, and they were actually stacking up little by little. So that actually did come into play, and it looks like it's trying to find a balance right now from that 14-day simple on the 12-hour, right? So and we found that support from the EMA 7 in price action. And please notice the geometrics here, okay? So we're literally stopping at that 1.618 at 2209. Very close to it, okay? So now let's see the price action in an inverse manner, right? So, okay, yeah, I mean, we're in a geometrical target here, okay, you guys? So if we're going to face some downside is the question, right? So whoever is looking at MSGM is looking for a recovery. Is this going to continue up, or is it going to continue down? Another thing, remember that this is a bullish formation. This is a right-angled broadening descending wedge, right? So we took the target objective from the top of the trend line to the very lowest point of the trend line per the area of breakout. Okay, so that move was already fulfilled very nicely, and it actually suggested for us to take the price action. The price objective was right at the 4.618, 59.33. And the price action ended up going to a high of about 80.41. So this is fair, okay? This is very fair, and it did play out absolutely per the playbook rules. Okay, so let's just notice here that we have here. Look at this. Okay, so this is volatility. Okay, it's direction neutral. So now the decline in these bars, right? So these bars represent a 12-hour iteration, because we are in the 12-hour chart. And we are in the 12-hour chart above critical volatility, which is usually at about 90%. Okay, so within the 90 percentile, we have these bars printing when they're maxed out, right? So we're still in critical volatility, and now we're starting a contraction phase, which is in respects to these bars starting to minimize. When we see the contraction phase, meaning that this is now starting the Bollinger Bands are starting to kind of contract. They're starting to get tighter from a really expansive, wide Bollinger Band, right? So when that happens, sometimes we can get a downside, and let's pair that with momentum. Momentum is suggesting a downside on both the K percent and the D percent. Okay, so these are I would respect this. Okay, so now let's continue validating. Okay, because we have several areas of support which can suggest bounces along the way. But the bounces, I don't see these to continue on to the upside unless somebody just creates like this huge FOMO event or an influencer pumps it, right? So let's go ahead and take out volatility and also stochastic momentum, as I just want to see a traditional RSI on this. Okay, so still the drives of hidden bearish divergence are absolutely still in play. Okay, they're validated and validated. Okay, so the move I don't think has played out all the way just yet. So let's start off with the immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute, and see what it has. Okay. Yes, it has an upside on the 30-minute, but please notice how that upside is in respects to that 14-day simple moving average represented by that pink line. All right, so resistance, resistance, resistance. If we're looking at absolute details here, we're crossing it, right? Which means that we can actually come right into that following zone. But the thing is that if we don't pass this aggressively, I'm talking about the gravitational zone of the following area where we're about to go in, which is considered to be the bear weakness percentile. If we face the resistance from that gravitational zone, then we would essentially be repeating this here. We break through it and then we reclaim the inside of it. Okay, so this is still presenting a danger. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the bi-hourly. So the bi-hourly is suggesting consolidation on the RSI actually. So this is not favoring up or down. This is favoring this type of price movement here. And we also have a suggestion to the downside from the 14-day simple. Okay, so let's move on to the 6-hour. Continue building our blocks here. The 6-hour has made a bearish cross below that 14-day simple. Okay, so it's losing a little bit of bear strength, but we're also in that gravitational zone that can actually pull us back up. But we have the resistance of the 14-day and the gravitational zone, which would essentially send us to the downside again. Okay, so let's go to the 12-hour. The 12-hour is suggesting, we already saw this, so the 12-hour is suggesting just some consolidation here. The loss of bear strength could just mean a gradual decline here to find the support from the 14-day and the gravitational zone, but then we would essentially start this. So I'm looking at this for some time, but let's go ahead and move on to that daily. Okay, so the daily is where the real price action would essentially start. Okay, so if the daily is suggesting a massive downside here, it looks to be limited. But why would it be limited if it's showing downside everywhere? Well, that would be in respects to, remember I told you this yesterday too. We broke out of this, but we never came back to test our newly converted resistance into support of the broadening of the, the right angled broadening ascending wedge. So we would need to come back to this area here. And it just so happens to be very close to the 0.618 at 968. Okay. So this would be a range that I would give you after tomorrow. So maybe Monday or the end of day tomorrow, this thing can capitulate to about 968 to about 1052. Okay, right around there. Okay, but remember that this is being fed by psychology like crazy. Okay, we still have support from the EMA 7 on the 1.272 between about 1780 and about 1697, which could likely face a bounce to test our current lows or our current highs at the 2.272 at 3031 before a continuation to the downside. Okay, so be very careful with what the price action is here, because there are plenty of people waiting to see if we're going to continue on to the upside, or are we done, or should we take all the profits? Somebody could be bound to take all the profits, and this thing will find the balance of the people who are willing to buy at that $10 level and the people who are selling. So it'll eventually reach this target here. Okay, so that's in respects to the daily time frame momentum. By daily, it's suggesting some sideways trading, right? It's still a little bit upside. And then let's see the 3-day. 3-day is absolutely capitulating, and let's see the 5-day. So that it's suggesting sideways trading, you guys. So this is when it starts to get lengthy like this. Also notice that this is a 5-day shooting star. It just started, but let's go ahead and see if we can validate this in a shorter time frame. Bi-daily shooting star. Okay, so shooting stars are usually a bearish candle formation. Okay, and suggest a downside incoming. This is usually the loss of bull pressure or bull thrust. right? So I'm expecting some sideways trading before this thing finds a downside and bounces, creating a zigzag to eventually touch the $10 zone. Okay, you guys. So I'm not bullish on this because this is too psychologically backed, and we don't have anything to measure psychological sell-offs like this. You know, we can't tell when somebody is just going to decide to sell off. When you get the itch, you get the itch. You know, I want to take profit now. Screw it before it dips any lower. Right? So be very careful with this, okay, you guys? So we're going to finish off this analysis here, and we're not going to rate this one either, okay? So we're going to go ahead and leave this ending at 10:45 p.m. with a no rating for the timestamps later on, which will be posted, okay, you guys? So, yeah, I mean, things are not looking too bad. Now, for the very popular and long-awaited AMC ticker, let's go ahead and find out to see what that ticker is doing for us. For me, but I didn't actually choose it. Okay, you guys. So David Parr, CRTD is absolutely in the schedule too. We still have a few other tickers to go through before we get there though. But yeah, good to see you, David. And let's see. Yeah, Beso Amy, you're still long on that American Airlines. I'm telling you, it's a little bit of a slow mover, but I forgot where I had it. I think I may have already closed it. Here it is. So a little bit of a slow mover, right? But still, this thing can absolutely have some upside, and it already did make a huge upside, right? And it was in respects to our broadening descending wedge. So I am still bullish on American Airlines. Remember, we gave this yesterday an A- for the longs. Very good trade here, and it's still very much in the cards. Okay, so. That upside looks to be a little limited though. It's potentially gonna come back a little bit so it can reload and continue on to the upside. It's in a validation phase. But anyway, let's go ahead and now move on to the ticker symbol AMC. So chat, go ahead. Moderators, go ahead and take a look at the chat as I will officially start the analysis for AMC at. Let's go ahead and note the time now. Let's see, 10:47 p.m. Perfect. Okay, so let's see where we were last. I think it may have been this one here. So let's see what we have. Man, I hate it when I open up a chart that had a previous color that I used. So that's that I hate it when that happens, right? Because then the other charts, when I open them, they'll eventually start to represent this color. Oh man, we were here, okay? We were here when we last talked about AMC, and I suggested this trading a range for some time, and it definitely did that. Oh my goodness. That's a long time of just consolidation here, you guys, okay? So I think it was in respects to waiting for the markets. This price action here, you guys, just what you should know is that APE and AMC, they're very much sympathy runs to the broader markets. Okay, so the good thing is that the broader markets pump to the upside, which means that AMC will naturally pump to the upside as well based on that sympathy. That would kind of ignite the sentiment and the psychology behind the AMC apes, which are in the millions. So I think AMC may arguably be like one of the largest ape communities out there. You know, I'm talking about from the OGs like GME, right? So this could very well be like longs are now saying, oh my God, we're going to miss the boat and we're still in the negative. So they started buying, right? So I need you to still be very careful with AMC nonetheless, okay? But anyway, let's go ahead and see what the SMAs are doing. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this silly line here, and I notice here that we actually have a gap, so I'm going to go ahead and now readjust the price action here to this gap here that we've used now 2 8-hour iterations today. So both of these literal supports here on this tiny gap. Okay, and that's what I meant. That's what I meant on the other ticker that we were looking at, guys. I forgot what ticker we were looking at, but I said typically we use the top side of the gap as a support. You know, on the following sessions, right? So in this case, we're literally doing that, what I said right there. I hated that I don't have it available so I can show you later, right? So Yeah, guys, if you're new to the chat, the poll is actually for statistical psychological algo or geometric psychological algo. So that's in reference to a new indicator that I'm in development with Crypstex Trading. Okay, you guys. So I just wanted to get your opinion on what it should be named. So right now, very interesting that SPA is actually taking the lead when GPA actually had the lead before this. All right, so let's continue our validation process and see what we have. Okay, so the SMAs, we're finding resistance on the 8-hour, 200-day simple moving average. Very, very common for us to find this resistance, right? We would need to break it. And it looks like today's price action, although a very huge spinning top doji here, indecision candle, it did pierce finally above that 200-day. So this is very curious. I know a lot of people are also talking about the macro scale, like descending or falling wedge, right? But I wouldn't be looking at that, okay? And I wouldn't be looking at that because AMC is presenting something more along the lines of how the broader markets are reacting, okay? So I'm going to present it to you like this, okay? So there's more to look at for AMC than meets the eye, right? So, and yeah, I kind of see it here. That's good. Representing all of the extended hours price action too, right, you guys? So, yeah. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is just this, the broadening descending wedge, and we're literally at the breakout point, right? So I don't want to make these trend lines so ridiculous like that, but yeah, so this is very much in respects to what's happening within the broader market spectrum, okay, you guys? So, and a very important thing here is that we have test number 1 of the resistance, 2, right? This is 3, no, sorry, 1, 2, 3. We have test number 4, and now we're breaking out on 5, okay? The second most likely breakout number, okay? So this is very important. And now look at this, okay? If we can just go ahead and zoom in, it looks like we broke out of it, which is in respects to the SMA 200 alongside the resistance level of the very same, the wedge resistance here. So we faced that resistance here, and we're coming back to test the newly converted resistance into support, okay? So it's moving as per the way these things should be moving, okay? So this is a very bullish setup, okay? So if we're going to be looking at a continuation here, let's go ahead and validate that, okay? I want to actually make this maybe a daily time frame because the candle iterations were a little too they were a little too cluttered, right? So in this case, I think this could be the healthier way of looking at this. Let me just validate that, okay? Just a quick sec, you guys. So 1, 2, 3, and we have that test number 4. I honestly do think that we're trading this on the daily time frame, and this is normal. This is normal. Okay, it's normal for us to find that resistance. In the daily, we found resistance from the 100-day. So it's normal for us to find a resistance upon trying to break out of a very, very key inflection point. Okay, so another thing. God, I hate it when I see these, man. I hate it, but I have to point it out because then everybody's going to be like, oh, Arca, you never saw it. You did, right? So this is a Kerper derp right here. So let's go ahead and just note it down so that people can relax. Arca saw it, right? I'm not saying I called it. I'm just saying I see it, okay? So this is your cup and handle here, right? So just to be clear, descending channels are usually a bullish setup, which tends to happen after a cup. Okay, so I wanna just be as in and out on Arca. Let's get it, man. I'm so hungry. You guys, give me a 4x4. Okay, I'm such a carnivore. I'm sorry. I know that there are people here that do not eat meat. Okay, and in respects to our animals, I'm sorry that I'm being mean to the animals like that. I'm hungry. Anyway, okay, so yeah, we're looking at a potential cup here. Let's just go ahead and take. Man, this is trading in too many ways. Okay, so first of all, if we have the normies trading the cup and handle, right? They're looking for a target of, let's see, man, Cryptic Trader just bringing on the hunger. So we're looking at a target of, let's see, oh man, literally at this high right here. What is that? Oh my goodness, it's almost perfect. The high is 9:15. You can tell right up here, okay? So the high of this candle iteration back from December 1st, 2022, let's see, 9:15 and 9:13. Damn. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so now the other thing that we should note, okay, is that we do have the price objective here. Okay, so the price objective per the playbook rules of how to trade this silly formation, right, is located at the genesis of the formation itself, which would essentially be $10.80. That high hasn't been seen since September 12, 2022. Okay, so and it's, I mean, it's the high is still, it'll essentially still be a macro higher low, lower high, right? So it'll still be there, right? It's still be making that same dreadful movement to the downside, right? But it's not to say that we're going to fail this. Remember that this is in sympathy to the broader markets. And in fact, this is also a larger scale broadening descending wedge. So man, I can't even, I'm going to have to make a real analysis on this, like not just a live analysis. Okay. Because this is, like I said, is in respects to the broader markets. Okay. So you can see here that this, let me just make sure that we're aligning all of the lines. Okay. Because it's all playing into part of a potential breakout. Okay. I'm going to give it to you as fast as I can because this is, I can be on this for like 2 hours. Okay. So AMC is not only prepping a breakout out of this smaller time frame, broadening descending wedge, but the broadening descending wedge, the top side target, right, is located just outside of the, of this broadening descending wedge, the larger time frame one. Okay. Means that if we're going to face resistance like we always do, right? I can't even tell you how many times I've traded this, okay? So we'll find that resistance and then we'll come back and confirm or validate our newly converted resistance into support from the broader spectrum broadening descending wedge that absolutely has correlation with the broader markets, okay? So now the first resistance that we're likely to find is at the December 1st, 2022 iteration of 9:15 per the cup and handle, right? But that's suggesting that we're going to come back up to test, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and look at this, 5. Just like we said, this one is breaking out on 5, right? Very funny that it would break out on 5, suggesting the top side of the cup and handle at 9:14, which is also the resistance of our broadening descending wedge in a larger time frame. Meaning we come back to the SMA 200, 792, and then break out to meet the top of 1085, and then we can come back and validate this for a macro scale upside. Where is this upside going to? Well, in several weeks and months, days and weeks and months, the topside target of AMC I can see already at about $40.05 per the playbook rules. I'm not saying we're going there. Okay? Now, because this is happening, I'm very curious. I can't dive in too much into this, guys. There's a lot to study with AMC, okay? And I don't do that on purpose. But I knew this. I was bringing up volatility. I don't bring up volatility often, but I knew there was something up, okay? So we're in critical volatility now. We're in critical expansion. Let's see what momentum is doing. It's probably already pitched to the upside saying, screw you guys. We're about to go. There you go. Pitch to the upside. Oh, man. Oh, Leo, I'm definitely not giving you guys some fluff. It's just I'm really noticing here that they're, dude. Okay, I want to point out something very important here. Okay, the run from June. We're talking about the $70 run that we had, right? It was known as the 70, but now the average because of the split, post split, is $44, right? Please notice that we came down to critical contraction, okay? We were already pitched to the upside on momentum. Look what happened right after. Look at that. We went from contraction to full expansion, and we made that massive move to the upside, and where are we now? We're already pitched to the upside. We're in critical volatility. Oh, my goodness, Mike. All right. I'm a little pissed off right here because I love it. But guys, this is absolutely suggesting some massive upside. Now I have to go into this damn ticker that has lost me so much money and give it my time, because I need to run a back test of volatility versus momentum on this. And I need to see how far the upside is going to be. And I'm not going to lie to you. Something tells me that that upside is probably going to lead to this level here, which would be absolutely comical. Okay, so just, you heard it from Arca, okay? You heard it from me that we're literally in preparation of a massive breakout here. Test number 5 of not only the larger scale broadening descending wedge, but test number 5 of also the smaller scale broadening descending wedge with a ridiculous cup and herp and derp right here, okay? And also the moving averages. We're gonna kill this thing. My goodness. Oh, goodness. So, Mike H., word is 3 digits next week for 3 digits? Guys, is that even possible with the cap? Let me see what we have here. That's insane. Mike H., where did you hear that? On Reddit? Don't let this be a Reddit YOLO, okay? Amy, where you at? All right, so the market cap is sitting at a very comfortable 3.17 bill. Okay, Steven, we're gonna go ahead and look at that right now. The float is this is honestly where I would trade. You know, I mean, I would put my max to about 1 billion on the cap, right, and 500 million on the float. I know that the float is reported. 500 million. I get it. Okay, I know that there are billions and trillions and quadrillions of nakeds, right? So I get it. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just giving you what the stupid algo is saying, right? So, I mean, if we're talking about synthetics, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess this thing has upside to go. If you want to go down that direction, I can give you the most massive hopium anybody can ever give you right now. Okay, so now that we have the chat at 93, let me give you the most gnarliest hopium you could ever have in your life. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a range low. So this is going to be a macro range high to range low fib. Okay, so let's see. The geometrics. Oh man. Can I really suggest this right now? Oh man, I hope I'm not getting everybody on this like ridiculous high horse here. Okay, so if I'm looking at a potential here, there could be a huge channel that we're riding, and it's very hard for me to see right now. I can't actually validate this, but hold on. In relation to the pivot here, let me see. Oh my goodness, this is very close to that macro bottom. Holy God. Okay, so we're riding a macro scale ascending channel. Okay, so that's good. And let's just say that, for example, I'm just giving you this a huge guess, okay? A huge guess. And don't hold this to me, okay? Because I'm not backtesting anything. I'm just giving you probabilities here. Okay? You're gonna yell at me and say that it never reached that if it never does, okay? So let's just say that we went to about July this year. We're right at the 4.618 at 191.38. So oh man, I can already see this live going viral because of this. Everybody talks mad crap when I say something like this, right? So macro scale, it's very confluent. It's for the fact that it's on a golden mean, right? So it's at the 4.618. That's usually where we like to take the trade too. Okay, so I'm talking about end of June, I guess. June 26th, maybe. that could potentially be that macro scale upside. So I'm just gonna put it here for future reference, and then when we're all billionaires, we can just go ahead and be like, "Oh, Arca called it," right? Guys, I didn't call nothing. Okay, these are all probabilities because it can go down just as probable as the upside, right? So we'll leave that vertical line here and just see if we ever actually met that, okay? But I mean, the more realistic targets upon a couple months, few months, whatever, 40-10 could absolutely play part into that, okay, you guys? So, oh my goodness, man, I have lost so much money on this. But yeah, so in respects to an ascending channel, and also the confluence between the 4-spot 618 and the resistance level, this, if it did reach $191, we would essentially capitulate, right? And then just start this, which is very interesting, actually. I don't know if you remember me saying this, guys. Oh, man. Let me drink some water. My throat is getting messed up. Okay. I don't know if you remember me saying this regarding AMC, okay? I don't know if you remember me saying, no, not regarding AMC, regarding the broader markets, okay? That if we were to continue the rate hikes at 25 bips, even less, then we're essentially pumping the markets, right? So we're entering another inflation, like that's going to just present bigger and bigger problems, right? So if that's the case, if we're presenting a bull cycle, a temporary bull cycle, I mentioned before that we could potentially be seeing a recessionary period or a bear cycle starting maybe the end of this year or starting next year because of what the Fed's doing again. Okay, so this is very interesting that we would top out in June this year, mid this year, so we could essentially start sideways trading here till about October, maybe even into November or December, and then start that capitulation process based on what the Fed is doing. Okay, so this is I'm seeing the psychology. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay, you guys. So if we did, people are talking about 3 digits next week. Mike H. So 3 digits next week, going to be fast. No time for FOMO to kick in. No, if we're talking about 3 digits, that is FOMO. That would absolutely be a psychological component, which is unmeasurable by any means. So if it does go up to the upside faster than June, I mean, people are talking about next week. Is that, guys? That's not. And please don't talk crap about any other influencer right now, okay? But is that Lou saying that, or who said that? Or how are we knowing that it's 3 digits next week for AMC? Man, I'm very curious over the volatility versus momentum, because this is literally in the same place that we were before the June run. We're almost at a mirror image. Okay, let me just show you how mirrored it is, okay? This is fractal at its best. I'm going to put a trend line here at 7.49%. And let me go to the June iteration and put, man, because if this is the case, guys, we're about to get the gnarliest long of our lives. Okay, so, all right. So please take a look. Jeez, let me get rid of this line now. So this is where we are presently, 7.49 or whatever, right? This is the June run right here. So we're talking about 6.48. Man, I mean, we're very close to that. Okay, it's absolutely rhyming. Okay, so this is us right here in comparison to this right here. My goodness. Okay, so we have had historical runs, with AMC regarding full contraction levels. Okay, so and honestly, we did reach almost that 15% here, right before we made that huge fake out, huge bull trap to $21. I actually think this was $48 back then. So, and now, guys, you're talking about a reverse split or a stock split, or are you talking about the removal of the ape dividend? Is that what's happening? Cryptic Trader saying, I just despise AMC and Adam Aaron so much. It's a trigger, man. I'm not, bro. I said it earlier in this chat. I went in with $8,000, bro, and that, like, 2 weeks ago it was $800. Like, what? I feel you. I absolutely feel you. I'm definitely not ignoring any of that. Okay, guys. So, I'm not a fan of AMC because of the hardship that it's put me and my family through. Just to put it to you in very simple terms. But the fact that volatility and momentum are in those similar places, then I have to run the back test because that's psychology. March 15th is dilution. So are people thinking that this is going to be like a COSM? So it's, and KYP, thank you. So that's going to be a 1-to-10 reverse split. Why are they split? They're at $6. Are they trying to meet compliance or why? That's it. That's interesting. That's very interesting that we're facing this. Mr. J, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your donation, my friend. Cryptic, I mean, Cryptic Trader, I mean no disrespect with that, okay, my dude? I'm just saying that I've lost a fair bit of money that I shouldn't have lost when I was green at trading, when I wasn't good at trading. So Leo, you're saying 3,000 shares is not a lot to move the vote. Ugh. Yeah, we would need it to be in the millions. My goodness. All right, so yeah. You know what? Let's go ahead and just. Yeah, this is absolutely. Don't say that to them though, because this is that's a touchy subject, Amy. But yeah, so Sean O, there will be dilution after the split. The vote allows Adam Aaron to dilute anytime he wants going. Whoa, that's a huge flag. Okay. David Parr, you will get your money back. I really do hope so, man, because at this point, it's not hopium that I'm presenting. I'm presenting just stats. And it's regardless of what I feel or what I think about Adam Aaron as a CEO or AMC as a company. It's beside all of that. So the statistics are going to give me the whatever it's going to be, and that's based on. I mean, I'm talking about if this was an algo run. I'm talking about naked shares, naked whatever. It happened once before. It happened twice. It happened 3 times. And those are all statistically backed. So regardless of what I feel about them, the stats are going to give me a result that are just based on, they're just numbers. It has nothing to do with ownership or with management or with anything. I honestly think if that's the case, he will dilute this, right? So in order for him to survive, he would do anything for his own survival. Screw it. Like he doesn't care about the shareholders, that's not up to him to give. He doesn't have to care about the shareholders. It's not it's not in any CEO's, except for like the Greg, for COSM and whoever else is trying to do that to fight the shorts and stuff. We know very clearly that Adam Aaron has no intention to look out for the shareholders. In fact, he's lied. So that's that's it for AMC, guys. I'm actually getting a little upset as I continue talking about it, but I don't want to focus on that stuff because of the huge loss there that I will never ever do again or ever talk to anybody again. I will never have anybody diamond hand like that. We were diamond handing into a recession, guys, into a huge a bear cycle, whatever you want to call it. We were diamond handing into that like we didn't even know. And AMC being such a sympathy run. Okay, AMC is like dependent on the S&P and the NDX, so it's like it's gonna go to the downside if everything else goes down, and then we're gonna be out here blaming everybody else when it's just broader market, So, yeah, and they're gonna hide it with more. They're gonna hide it with more synthetic shares as the price goes down on the broader markets. It's ridiculous. It's actually a little shitty. I'm not gonna lie. It's I hear you, Cryptic. I didn't have much money, man. So I lost like I haven't even realized it is still there because I'm just I guess I'm leaving it there for the movement and then also because of whatever else. I don't know. It's just an excuse at this point. But guys, let's go ahead and now end the analysis for AMC at 11:14 p.m. Very touchy subject, but know that I will always cover it if you request it, right, you guys? So, right, Luna's Live saying you only lose when you sell. That is a yes and no, right? because because the upside is quite the trek when you're talking about mathematical terms. And actually, let's go ahead and just talk about that real quick before we dive into ticker symbol WULF. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a perspective of something that you should notice when we are talking about. I'm gonna make a range here for you. Okay, please pay attention to this, because this is how losses work versus gains. Okay, so let's say that you entered a trade at $10, right? So the $10 was your average, your cost basis, right? So we entered at $10, and the price action went down 50% this thing, right? So let's just say that I went down to the middle of the box. We lost 50% in that dip, right? So the important thing to know here is that to get up to $10 average, we're not looking at a 50% increase because we lost 50%. In fact, 50% up from $5 is going to be $7.50. Right? So this would be the area where we would go to where we thought was break even. Right? So we're not going to, only because we lost 50% and we gained 50%, we're not going back to break even. We're going to $7.50. So that means that we need to gain at least 100% to break even from a loss of 50%. So let me throw some A's in the chat if you understand what I am talking about, if what I'm saying. Okay, you guys, throw some A's in the chat if you understood what I just said right now. Mathematically speaking, it doesn't make sense for us to lose 50% and then gain 50% from $5 to $10. $5 to $10 is 100%. You understand what I mean? So mathematically, averaging down is working against you more and more. Okay, so this is why I understood this math very early on, and I never... And I'm talking about from my average of initial entry of $52. I did my last average at 41, right where I found out that it's actually working against me to do that. So I stopped averaging in because I noticed that the math was freaking tripling as it went lower. You know, yes, Luna's life, absolutely not a realized loss, and that's why I'm not. And I also kept, and also to respects to what you're saying, I also held it because I wanted to surpass a year so that it can be tax free here in the U.S. So now holding an asset over 365 days or the 252 trading days or whatever, no, it has to be a year. It would render it tax free. So I also held it because of that, because I didn't want to pay freaking $800, you know, the 9-10% of the 8,000. So just know that, you guys. So just please keep your eyes on the math of how things work in the price action, okay? Because it's there's a lot of trickery out there, okay, you guys. So now let me see. So yes, Sorsen. Sorsen, I'm actually I don't think I'm going to be able to get to PBLA today, but I do owe it to somebody. So I'm going to email you what I sent to Counselor. Counselor Diamond Hands, actually, he made a fine donation to me, and I told him I probably wasn't going to be able to get to it, but I would send him an image of what I'm seeing for PBLA because I already have something for it based on requests from the last few days. So I'll send that to you. I'll shoot it to your email tonight, okay? So let me go ahead and put it to Sorensen and Counselor. Guys, I'm sorry that I took time from the tickers, but this is important for me to let you know, okay? It's just, this is imperative that you know, okay? But that you can grasp and know that it's mathematically impossible the way we look at the price action sometimes, okay, you guys? But just definitely just a little bit of some simple math here for us, okay, you guys? Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. I'm over here typing and not even looking. What was the next ticker symbol? Wolf. Oh man. And again, I was talking to you, Sebastian. I'm sorry, buddy. So ticker symbol Wolf. There was no way for me to see what happened, and that was absolutely in respects to what happened in that fundamental announcement. They absolutely just. They capitulated this based on the news that released. I forgot what that news was, right? But they found any reason to short this, right? So the technicals were not suggesting capitulation. This was absolutely management putting out some news, and then everybody just like, oh, here's our chance to short the crap out of this. Let's go. You know, that which is highly unfortunate for the longs in this point, right? I know some people are long-term holders of Wolf, right? Because Bitcoin will essentially recover, right? But Mara continued its upside. Like, what happened to that? You know what I mean? That continued its momentum to the upside, and I liked it, right? But Wolf over here just in huge opposition. So know for a fact, I already have a preload, but we're just gonna look at this in a newer formation here. And also, I mean, in order for us to also gain that, we need to look at spot price action for BTC. I guess I can do the all-time history. We just need to see where BTC is at. Okay, you guys. So my color scheme for crypto is purple and blue. This is how I know that I have crypto, right? So, okay. So if we're looking at the downside that I was looking at was actually in respects to the SMA 50 here. So, but it's not showing so much weakness. It's showing consolidation. So this may actually still have another leg up. Are you kidding? This thing was already super extended. Okay, so in respects to Bitcoin and Wolf, we do have some, I mean, very, very, very slight weakness, but this is just sideways trading right now, man. I'll tell you right now. So very interesting. Okay, so for ticker symbol Wolf, if this doesn't continue panic selling, right? If it doesn't continue panic selling and it continues on the natural price action alongside the Bitcoin asset, then we could essentially see this balance out right here, just like it did today. It literally stayed within this range. It didn't continue. Let's go to the 4 hour. So yeah, we're doing this like terrible consolidation. If there is some type of fundamental news, then that would be great. But at this point, since we are so close to the bottom end of the broadening descending wedge yet again, I don't want to say this, but this can panic sell to 48 cents and then find a bounce. But what you should know is that we could be in the process of now forming an inverse herp and derp. And I mean that seriously. So you have your shoulder here, you have your head here, and now the potential other shoulder right over here, right? So, I mean, I hate these formations, man. These are very silly. Okay, so I'm just saying, psychologically speaking, if people are looking at this and they're basing it off some very, very, very normal type of analysis here, formation analysis is among the worst. Okay, it's not, I don't find it to be tangible enough. So if that's the case, then we are at a critical low, because this was the low that we faced on November 22nd, 2022. And if sentiment is seeing the potential of this head and shoulders, then we could potentially just hold the line here, because whoever's entering here is thinking, well, this thing just gave us another opportunity to enter at 65 cents. 2 days ago, we were at $1.16. So, and then this thing, when Bitcoin was at its max, was at $43, So yeah, I guess people can actually find this as just another accumulation period alongside a very psychological component known as that inverse head and shoulders, right? And then this thing could essentially continue to the upside. But trust me when I say that this flashes all momentum, and that gives us a very big disadvantage from the natural movement. This is what I mean. Look, this is a huge flash. And let's go to the 30-minute and see this, okay? Because so we got that flash up. We're looking at an upside continuation on the 30-minute, right? We're bouncing from that 14-day simple, but we need more. We need more, okay? So buy hourly suggesting an immediate short-term resistance, okay? So that resistance could actually be, oh man, are we really talking about it? The resistance could be at the top side of the gap to fill it, right? And it's a very small gap, actually. Let's go ahead and zoom in so that we can see what I'm referring to, okay? So bi-hourly is suggesting that we could potentially make a fill of this gap here, okay? So this is between 75 cents to about 77 cents, okay? So, and we've already used it as a resistance level. So the likelihood of it resisting from that gap is pretty great. Okay, if we fill it, then that makes things change a bit. Okay, so pay attention to that, Sebastian. If this thing does fill tomorrow, then that means that we're gonna face a resistance. We're gonna come back down, right, and test our new supports. So from there, it would make it a lot easier for us to surpass this level. Okay, since it was already filled. But I can tell you right now that it's freshly used as a resistance level, and we can resist again, and then potentially find some newer lower supports. Okay, but 6 hour is still suggesting a little bit of an upside, but please know that we're very deep in the bear strength percentile, and we can actually face some downside here. 12 hour is suggesting consolidation, sideways trading, which we already kind of talked about and knew. And no after hours price activity on the daily. So this thing is still reflecting downside, as well as I'm sure the bi-daily, 3-day, and all of those other ones will also be downside too. So, yeah. So I'm looking at a range for now. Okay, but and this is in respect. The reason why we're facing some sideways trading, slightly bullish, slightly bearish, is because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still suggesting some sideways trading as well. Okay, you guys. So. Sebastian, I'm very limited when it comes to these flash drops, okay, these panic dips. So I'm gonna go ahead and officially end ticker symbol WULF here, okay. But if we do face another downside, real quick, okay, just real quick, then another loading zone could potentially be 60. I would say 66.51. So there's nothing suggesting upside just yet. We would actually need to wait for Bitcoin, which, by the way, Bitcoin has been making this huge upside. Remember when I told you that the candles start small, they start getting larger and larger and larger, and then they start getting smaller and smaller again, meaning that we're losing pressure from the bulls, okay, or thrust. So this is very typical type of price action here, okay. So if we were to come back down, I can tell you right quick, that the next area of support would be at about 21,400, 21,500 based on these prior supports. Okay, and it doesn't take statistics to figure that out. It's just it's pretty common to see that. Okay, so I'm just saying that the run that Bitcoin has done thus far is fair. Like this looks like it's already ready to maybe take a breather soon and then reaccumulate for an upside, because everybody who accumulated already accumulated enough. So whoever's down here waiting for that entry, we have to come back down, reaccumulate, and then continue on to the upside. Okay, you guys. So, Mark, I'm actually not going to rate this one because this has a lot of panic in it right now. So we don't want to put anyone in danger. Okay, so T-Wood on, so Leo, sorry, Leo, good to know, but I'm not holding for another year. Okay, gotcha. I mean, yeah, we could, it's always safe to kind of wait a little, right? So T-Wood saying, Arca, on Bitcoin, do you buy into the stock or buy into a coin? No, I would buy into spot price action, which is the coin. So if you were going to trade this, it would be contract. It wouldn't be stock. It would be Bitcoin CME futures. So that's BTC1 exclamation point. So in that case, you would start to see Bitcoin futures contracts, right? And that would be traditional market long Bitcoin or Mara or Wolf as a stock. XRP, I'm a big fan of XRP, David. I am absolutely a supporter, and I actually do accept XRP as payment for the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators. So yeah, you guys. So that's gonna do it for ticker symbol Wolf. Very good questions here. Okay, and I'm gonna put that I officially ended it at 11:29 p.m. and no rating, right? Because there's too much sentiment on this. We don't want to have anybody get trapped in anticipation of an upside just yet, because we could, the downside and upside are just as likely as each other right now. So please be careful with these guys, okay? If Sebastian, be very careful. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at ticker symbol WE and see what that one has for us. What is W? Is that, why does that sound like the WWE, like the World Wrestling something? I'm just, so it's a We Work NYSE. Okay, good deal, good deal. Okay, let's see what We has for us. We're gonna obviously, guys, just like always, start off on that daily time frame and take a look at the price action here. So this thing has been trading since about 2020, right? So October 2020, and the price action is seeming to be moving. Oh, I see it. Okay, I see it. So this is a very rare breakout, actually. So this is a triangle here. So we can see how that triangle played out. It's actually this is a very rare breakout. Okay, so usually these types of triangles do not break out to the upside. Okay, so this is essentially what we're looking at. The upside target for this triangle. Did I officially start it? Right, WE. Let's go ahead and I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and start it at 11:30 p.m. I totally missed it. Okay. So yeah. So this triangle is absolutely, for WE, is absolutely a very rare breakout. This is usually a continuation formation, right? Similar to something like this, and then we continue to the downside, right? But the price action, the bulls were ready for accumulation here. So the amount of volume presented within this section here, opposed to sections like this, is very small in comparison to what's happening here, which would imply that a potential breakout would be soon. To gain the price objective, we take a trend line from the top side of the triangle all the way to the lower end of the triangle, right? And then we can apply it to that area of breakout. So in this case, right over here, we can actually see that we'll be essentially taken. Let's see, historically, we don't have any resistances there, so which is very curious, actually. This would be taking us to about 351. And now let's take a fib from the range high of the, I'm talking about the triangle, range high to the range low, and see where we are. So right now, we actually just took profit just under the 1.618. We're finding support at the 1.272 at 219, which is very important. Good, good, good. Okay, so the upside target has absolute relevance with the 2.618 at 343. Good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a little bit of a resistance box here, a range, right? 263 to 353 would essentially be that resistance range top side. And if we do that, that would essentially imply that we've breached market structure. So meaning that this would be, we would now start to create a higher low, or a higher high in this case, and then the higher low, right? So yeah, so this is looking pretty bullish in a discretionary manner. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue loading here. So the SMA 200 on the daily is suggesting the 3.272, which obviously would take us to the 3.618 and also to the resistance point of all of these candles here. Right over here is right at that 3.618. Okay, so that would be a less likely area for us to go to, but it's relevant. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw this here. And I want to see the after hours if this thing does have it, right? So 222, after hours 213, barely anything. And it looks like it was resisted by that. Oh, okay. Here's the relevance to the first target. Okay, the 200 SMA on the 12-hour is right by that top side of the price objective of the triangle. So very curious that it would take us there. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. It is looking good. Okay, so now let's validate with momentum, just like we always do, and see if it actually is going to do it. Guys, if you're new to the chat, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, you guys. So yeah, RSI. Let's go ahead and pull it up and see what we are doing. Okay, so one important thing to notice is that we've broken out, but we haven't come back to test a newly converted resistance into support. Okay, so this is not bullish right off the bat. I'm saying that it has to reaccumulate again, potentially 190. Okay, so Oh, damn it. All right. So yeah, so this is actually suggesting pullback. We have one iteration here of hidden bearish divergence, and it's already playing out. So this is the drive here. So when a momentum is making a series of higher highs, price action making a series of lower highs. Okay, so this opposition in price action versus momentum signals hidden bearish divergence. Okay, so and it looks like we have a few of them. Okay, so there are a few stacked here, which are suggesting that we retrace back to the triangle top. Okay, so that's the second drive right here, and I'm not going to draw them all in, but I just want to give you an example of how I'm looking at things. Okay, because there's this is another one right over here. Okay, in comparison to this. Okay, this is another one right over here as well. This is another one right over here as well. So these are primary drives. Another one right here, another one right here, another one right here, and here. Okay, so lots of drives of bearish divergence, and they're signaling a potential downside, but it's limited. The reason why I'm saying that this $1.90 zone is relevant, I'm going to give you a range though. It's going to be 190, but I'm looking at the SMA 10 down here in the 12 hour at 176. Okay, so 176 to 190 would be that loading zone, right? And then matching that 14-day simple right down here, and then we can continue to the upside. And it looks like we have been using it as a form of support, as you can see here. Okay, so now let's continue the validation. So let's go to the 30-minute. This is looking not bad. All right, so 30-minute immediate short-term suggesting downside as per expected. And I'm wondering if this is in a shorter time frame, this is less likely to realize, right? But this is we are in a sense following a regression here, but I don't think that this would be respected in a 30-minute. It's too small. Okay, so I don't find the bounce to be here. In fact, this is going to pierce that regression and continue to the downside. So now the buy hourly suggesting a limited downside here. Okay, so limited downside could be in respects to the SMA 10 right over here. Okay, so 196, and then obviously we could wick to that 190. Okay, so still implying this zone. Okay, so let's go to the 6 hour. 6 hour also limited downside, right? So in this case, this is kind of a distance away, which would essentially take us to within the zone that I'm talking about. Okay, so the SMA 10 and the SMA 100, sorry, are located right at the support of this bottom range. Okay, so 176 to 190 is still a potential for tomorrow. 12 hour also suggesting a limited downside. Judging by the room here in a discretionary manner, right, between the 14 simple and the RSI signal, yeah, I can see the 190 zone. And please notice the SMA 10 landing pretty much right at that bottom side of our lower end of the loading zone. And the daily, okay, yeah, this is now giving us that it's a temporary downside. The daily is absolutely pivoted towards the upside, using that 14 as a simple, as a form of support, right? And we're in the grips of the bull strength percentile. Good stuff. Buy daily suggesting massive upside as well. It's outside of the gravitational zone, so no danger to the downside. Guys, this is a good trade. Upside continuation on the 3-day too. Ooh, my goodness. 5-day upside. Weekly upside. The bi-weekly made man, it's been under the 14 since January 2022. It's been, oh my goodness, it finally broke out after a year, just now, a few days ago. Incredible. Very, very cool. And we're looking at the monthly potentially starting to make a cross above the 14-day simple. Oh my goodness. So this is, yeah, I'm bearish on it for tomorrow, but that's the loading zone. That's the bullish side of things. And this is also, let me move this candle out of the way. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so only bearish because it's a loading zone. We need the loading zone. Okay, so we need to come down and accumulate here. But the upside for this is pretty massive. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely, I'm not gonna oppose 343, right? 341 to 353. or 406 to 435 in the coming days. Like I'm talking maybe a couple weeks, even before that, depending on sentiment. But this is very, very cool, and I like this play. Let's look at the cap. Wow, man. Ooh, just short of what I love. But this is what I trade. This is my area here, guys. The 1.3 bill. I would like this to be at 500, but 200 is fine. What is this? What ticker is this? WeWork? Okay. Yeah, so this. Yeah, I love the whole setup. I love the whole setup here, guys, and I'm very bullish on it. Okay, chat, let's dive in. What are we rating this? What are we rating this for the longs? I absolutely love what's happening here. Let's look at BBWP. And momentum. I'm talking about other time frames. I want to see if there was any critical volatility liftoff. Whoo, goodness gracious. This is very cool. So, oh man. Okay, so we're about to enter critical volatility there. It's very cool stuff. So, T Wood, are you saying this is a B rating? Mr. Zer giving it a B plus. Oh yeah, man. Okay, so I mean, historically, the momentum can actually go up to about 92%. We're currently sitting and pivoting at about 68%, and just like COSM, we're making that volatility cross. Eee. All right. So this thing is a whole prime setup. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. And also, right after a critical volatility iteration, this could actually make a very nice move. Who knows? Okay, let's see. So T Wood giving it a B, Mr. Zer B plus, David Park giving it a C plus, Cryptic Trader with a C plus, Mark Roach with an A. Oof, man. Okay, so this is the epitome of small cap. Okay, so I'm not talking about micro cap here. This is small cap. Okay, and it's meeting pretty nicely within that criteria. George T giving it a B plus. Nice sentiment. Very nice sentiment. Okay, so this is entirely biased just on myself, right? But and remember, guys, it doesn't have to be mine. It just make sure to merge it with your own strategy. And then, everybody has a different risk tolerance. Everybody can look at things in a different manner, right? But in my case, this is just as good as the American Airlines, except a little faster. That's a good. Let me see the average true range. Man, I'm gonna figure out how to get the average true range better on this thing here, but. Let me see what it's looking like on an indicator. It's speeding up. It's kinking to the upside. Very interesting. Okay, so that means that volatility is entering, and also the amount of the range between price, it's starting to pivot the average true range to the upside, meaning that there's bigger price action to come in. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so good sentiment, guys. So here, let's go ahead. In my personal opinion, remember, it doesn't have to be mine. Okay, just make sure to trust yourself. So the long rating, guys, I'm giving this an A minus. I'm extremely bullish on this. Very cool, very good play, and I need to make sure to note that. So we're gonna officially end WE. Sebastian Lim, thank you, my bro. Thank you for your donation, by the way, my dude. So. 11:43 p.m. with long rating of A minus. Man, this is a cool play, you guys. This is literally, guys. Remember, I like the float to be at about 500, and I like the market cap to be at the tops $1 billion. So this is usually what I would favor trading myself. Okay, so. So that it's not so risky, right? So, oh my goodness, man. So anyway, guys, that's it for this ticker here. So now let's go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol MULN, and see what we can do with that ticker, right? So I'm gonna officially start it at what time is it right now? So 11:44 p.m. Let's look at ticker symbol MULN, okay? Because I know it's been making an upside move, and again, you guys, again, remember, please remember that these tickers are moving to the upside based on just heavy sentiment, okay? So, and also on the broader markets. So the broader markets move, and then it starts bringing up the sentiment back up. People start pouring money into their favorite stocks because everything is moving to the upside, so might as well get ours to the upside as well, right? So that's how it happens, okay? But I know that MULN is actually facing some type of reverse split, or is that still accurate or no, you guys? Please chime in. Chat, let me know. Is that still the case for MULN? A reverse split, I think they were talking about, right? So I'm not even sure if that's still what we're looking at, right? But potentially that's, you know, I want you guys to be super safe with that. Is just what I'm basically trying to say. Oh, okay. So MULN is potentially approaching a top. Okay. I'm going to open up a whole new chart on MULN because I want to be as accurate as I can be for you. Okay. So, especially for KYP, she's a very nice girl. And, she always, expresses, her love to the community and here and stuff. So let's go ahead and just look at this in a brand new chart. Like always, the log chart on the daily. Okay, you guys. So, guys, hold on just a quick sec. Let me just open up my window. It's getting ridiculous, and I also need a drink of water. Hold on. Just give me like 20 seconds. Okay, fast. Stop it. All right. Let's see what MULN has to offer for us. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. Just gets a little hot in the studio, right? The gear is all on. Okay. Earlier, I'm talking about a few days ago, I started to notice. Let me readjust the starting time for ticker symbol MULN to be 11:46 p.m. So earlier this week, there we go. Oh my goodness. I started to notice that there was a type of descending channel here, or maybe a descending triangle here, or it could have been here. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm just gonna show it to you. This is what I'm looking at here, and it could potentially be at that breakout point or resistance, which would be awesome, right? So let me just make sure that I can look at it in a couple ways here, okay? Because I think this may have been the way that I was looking at it, and I was like, what are we? Did we already come back and like validate that support? And then also, why would it be doing a bullish move? I'm not sure if anyone answered the question just yet, but is MULN like, is it supposed to be bearish right now, or what's the deal? You know, why would this make a bullish formation? I know that the sentiment and obviously the broader markets are pumping to the upside and all that good stuff, all that jazz, right? But we're talking about a true breakout. Let me see. Test number 1 of the resistance, 2, 3, reaccumulate, 4. So this is, and also, well, I mean, this is a little premature of a breakout. I'm not going to lie. It's about 65% to the apex of the triangle. I would prefer it to be a little further down the line, right? Another thing is that we're making a series of higher lows, and now we're making higher highs. Okay, so that's another bullish thing that we're facing here for MULN. So I'm curious as to why this thing could be moving to the upside. I know that Arca look up. Let me see. The company said it might wait until September before enacting a reverse stock split in an effort to raise its stock price. Well, it's very interesting that they would do that when we have Sean. Oh, have a good night, dude. Thanks for your donation, my friend. I love you so much, my dude. So I mean, it's interesting that they would do that upon the pivoting or the easing off of rate hikes and stuff. But let's continue the validation here because this still looks kind of bullish. I'm not gonna lie, right? So on the daily, we've already converted the SMA 50, SMA 10, and the 100 as the support. So this is good. Also, the SMA 10 is now crossing above the 100. It already crossed above the 50 and now crossing the 100. So this is good too. T Wood, thanks for your time again, Arca. Love the ticker WE. I'm doing it. I'm out. T Wood, be safe, be well. We'll talk about that ticker soon enough in the Arc Edge place. There's a couple tickers that are going to be posted, I think, tonight. All right. So, yeah. So now let me see the market. Wow. Oh, man. After hours took it to 40.78. Geez, that's good. Okay. And please notice this on the 12 hour. Okay. This is good stuff. We're talking about now converting, or we're crossing the SMA 200, right? This is the 50 SMA and this is the 10. Okay, we've crossed the 200. So this is good. So I think the 50 crossing the 200 is considered to be a golden cross. I'm not gonna load up the silver cross right now because that could be the 55 exponential versus the 200 SMA. So I think that was, I forgot the rules of that, but whatever. It's making a very bullish cross right now. This is a golden on the 12 hours, so this is bullish. And we're starting to get an upside pivot right here on that SMA 100. If this thing continues to the upside over the next 5 days, we can potentially, or 10 days, we can potentially cross that 200 with the SMA 100. When that happens, this can continue to the upside very aggressively. Okay, so let's bring up momentum. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff with MULN. Interesting. Okay, let's start off with the 30-minute immediate short term and see what we have. Okay, so, wow. Micro time frames, 5-minute upside, okay, 15-minute micro upside, 30-minute upside, crossing that 14-day simple. Very good stuff. Bi-hourly, bouncing off that 14-day simple, upside continuation, outside of the danger zone, by the way. This is outside of the gravitational zone. Still suggesting upside. 6 hour is massively pivoted towards the upside. And, nothing else. Historically, we still have, we still have 94.76 on June 15th, 2020. Okay, so the 6 hour still has a lot of room, historically speaking, to go up to the upside, right? So now the 12 hour, suggesting massive upside as well. Wow. Daily time frame crossing into the bull strength percentile, upside still pivoted in the danger zone here, but with this pivot, it doesn't look likely. Bi-daily still suggesting upside and entering almost to that gravitational zone, using that 14-day as that support line. Wow. Okay, man, MULN is in for it. So MULN 3-day upside as well. My goodness, 5-day upside. Weekly upside and bi-weekly, of course, making a very important cross and upside suggestion nonetheless. Man, this is interesting. This is very cool. Okay, so let's go back to the daily time frame and just see real quick before we finish off this analysis. The triangle would I would really like the beginning of the triangle to start off here, right? So if it did start off there, then we would have it's still fine, I guess. We're going to just leave it like this. It's better off like this anyway. So this is a falling wedge, right? So the falling wedge does have a price objective. Let's take that from the top side of the triangle to the lowest end of it, right? And then we can apply it to that breakout point, which was right about here, okay? So this is taking us above the 200-day simple moving average and to 85 cents. There's a lot at 85 cents. So this is an inflection point as well. And historically speaking, those are the only areas. So it may not be that difficult of a resistance to pierce through or penetrate. So this is okay. All right. So this is looking very good. Now let's load up a fib from the range high to the range low of the triangle and see what we have in store. Look at that. The price objective is taking us right to the 1.618. The 1.618 located at all these resistances as well. Very curious. And also the SMA 200 located right at the 1.272 at 72.50. This is looking good. This is looking very good, actually. So Cal L saying multiple news articles hyping the EV market since last week. Interesting. Since last week. So yeah, that would be in respects to all this price action pumping to the upside. That's making me curious about Rivian too. But yeah, this is guys, this is good. This is good stuff. Let's see where they're sitting at on the. So they have wow, that's nice. That's very nice. This is another one, guys. So the market cap being at 500, almost 600 mil. And the float being at 1.45 bill, that's again, this is an area where I would trade, and this gives us a better confirmation. It's just that's my niche, you know. I find success in those types of valuations. So this is absolutely suggesting an upside. Okay, so if we're talking targets in the immediate short term time frame, everything is suggesting upside right away. But that doesn't mean that we can't come back to 36, 35 for a loading zone. Okay, so another thing that we should notice here, and very important fact, okay, is that the current price action is inside of what's called the golden pocket. Okay, the golden pocket is located between the 382 and the 618. Okay, we're well within that. Okay, so this is very bullish of the asset. When we're in this area, upside is usually expected. Okay, so MULN is looking very good. Yeah, so for the immediate short term, I'm talking about maybe within a day for day traders. That is, we can take a smaller fib retracement. We'll do it from the swing high to the swing low of the current day, right? So wow, man, that's confluence at its best. Look at this, guys. The price action in the smaller term time frame is also in the golden pocket. That's very cool, very interesting. Okay, so all these correlations, they're good, you know. I mean, they're just playing to validation for an upside. So for an upside trajectory on one day, the most obvious target is, of course, it's going to be the 40-cent zone. But if with sentiment and a push to the upside with a little bit of FOMO, then we can absolutely touch 43 at the 1.618 to 44 cents in the next day or two potentially. Smurfy, good times. Good morning to you. Thanks for stopping by. So that's what I'm looking at, you guys. So this is looking like a pretty good trade as well. And I know that there's right now the danger of the RS is the reverse split is not going to happen until, of course, September. So this, as of now, is playing by the rule. Is playing by the book. Okay, and it's in some way, shape, or form safe-ish. Just the thing is that a lot of people who are kind of mad at MULN, they'll end up taking profits at any chance they get close to break even. That's the only danger that's going to be posed against MULN. But this is massive upside still in play for MULN. Okay, so I'm bullish on this, and so let's go ahead and rate the trade, guys. What's the longs going to be rated for this? Entry, like I said, could be, I'll give you a range, 36.28. Best case scenario could be 34.45 entry. Immediate short-term upside of 43.58, 44 cents. With a potential push, we can absolutely see the top side of this candle here in relevance, in correlation with the 2.618 of 48.10. Good stuff here. Good stuff. Regardless of what the company's doing and how crappy or good they are, this is a good trade opportunity, is all I'm saying. So Mark Roach giving it an A. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. That's not bad at all. 24 cents is your average, Mark Roach. Yeah, yes, dude. Are you serious? That's way down here, bro. That's great. You bought at a good zone. Not bad at all, man. Good job. Cryptic Trader giving it a B-. Nice. I'm like right around there. So, yeah, guys, the danger that I'm giving you guys is real. You know, people that are mad at MULN could take profit at any point when they're approaching their break-even level, right? So if I'm going to be very honest with you, I'm going to, KYP, you're very welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and give the longs a rating here of, only because of that danger, right? I'm gonna give them a B-. This is also a very good play. Very good play. I like it. All right, you guys. So all that we have to do is remember, please, guys, please remember the broader markets as well. Okay, so we have to keep an eye on them, and if they do well, then MULN will do well as well. So Leo, wow, 24,000 shares, nice. Who's long on this? 24,000 shares? Are you kidding? Mark Roach loaded the boat at 19 and 20. Dude, loaded the boat, man. That thing. 19 and 20? Dude, that's pretty much the bottom. That's pretty much the floor. Oh my goodness. Philip, let's buy the dip, man. Let's load the boat tonight. My goodness. I'm not kidding, man. I'm not kidding. Freaking stupid ass AMC, MULN, American Airlines, WE primarily. Such amazing plays coming up. You guys, this is looking awesome. We have opportunities. We have opportunities stacking up back to back. Okay, so let's go ahead and end the analysis now at 12 a.m. For ticker symbol MULN. Good stuff. KYP, I love it. Cryptic Trader, WE. We got to go long, man. Damn. Guys, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos. It's just a form of entertainment, okay? I need you to do your own due diligence. Everything will be just fine. All right, so yeah, oh man, I loaded my tiny boat of GTII. I'm literally up 60% on that, so I'm good. I'm definitely good. In my short position for Pfizer, I'm down 0.06% or something. So I'm still holding that short because I hate them. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on, guys. I need to look at one more ticker here, okay, you guys. But I need you guys to know. That I'm still looking out for you all, okay? Now, so let's take a look at ticker symbol CRTD, okay, you guys, and let's see what we got. CRTD, where are you at, man? You know I try to stay away from that one because it's the sentiment is real. It's real silly. But yeah, happy Friday. We've been analyzing from Thursday into Friday. Yeah. All right. So the sideways trading thing is doing its thing. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and officially start this per Mark Roach. Guys, I never even looked at. Oh, KYP, I got a good one here for you. You want CRTD or you want CLNV? It's all on you. This is yours. So let me know which one you want. I know you said CLNV first. Okay. So at CRTD, you're saying, Paban, you want CLNV? All right. You know what, guys? What, Powerlifter? What's up, man? Just for my community. We'll go ahead and do CRTD and CLNV. Okay, we'll look at both of them. Suicide mission here. Good to see you, Powerlifter. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the price action here. Remember, guys, that I was talking about this right angle triangle, very bullish formation. Okay, but let's go ahead and officially start the analysis off at 12:02 a.m. For I got you, KYP. I'm gonna do both of them for you. No prob. So CRTD first, then CLNV, and then we'll be good to go. So 12:02 a.m. CRTD. Remember, guys, I've been talking about this descending triangle here. It's a bullish formation, and it looks like it could be in preparation for that fourth breakout. So fourth test, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, and now this could be 4 soon. Okay, so now we're at 75%, arguably 80, but the breakout should actually start to happen soon, right? But if sentiment doesn't want to, then we're just going to continue sideways and sideways forever. We're literally bouncing off that 2.618 and using it. Very interesting here, okay? No, I didn't want to corner you like that, but I got you. We're going to be looking at both of them, no problem at all, okay? So I want you to be safe in your plays. Okay, you guys. So the 2.618 that we're finding as a bounce is nice, okay? But it's not safe enough for us to make a final breakout out of here, okay? So if we were to break out, let's just say, let's put it on Monday, okay? If we were to break out on Monday and use our total range I mean, based on a prior iteration, it's already taking us to a golden mean of 1.618. But I'm talking about a total range of the triangle, right? So let's take it all the way to the bottom side, and it'll take us very close to the 1.272. It's just as good. So that's not bad. The price objective is would be 94.66 at this point, adjusted. Okay, so 94 cents to 96 cents would be that top side target, which actually does have absolute confluence here with this candle iteration and this support right over here. This resistance, I'm sorry, this support right over here as well. The split between these two candles here. This candle right over here, tiny little resistance there. This one here, it's used. Okay, so it's not a blank. It's not shooting a blank. Okay, so this is pretty good. All right, so let's validate though. Let's go ahead and bring up momentum and see what it's got for us. Okay, so no, let's start off with the 30-minute and build our blocks just like we always do. Jason, have a good night, my dude. Be safe, be well. Appreciate you so much, my dude. We'll look at Tide. I'm sorry that we weren't looking that we didn't see it today, but we'll definitely see it. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're also long BBIG because of Tide, or no? But 30-minute time frame suggesting an immediate upside. Okay, so we are crossing the 14-day simple, but please know that this is the danger zone. Okay, we have that gravitational zone, and then we could be pulled right back down to that 14-day simple. Okay, so actually, Luna, the APRN was right after Jason for Tide as well. Okay, but if I can't get to it tonight, but we will definitely look at it in the next stream. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and notice that we can find a support from that 14-day. Okay, and then we could actually start this sideways consolidation trading thing. Okay, the Cryptide, which is tied to BBIG. Cryptide, I think it's TYDE. Not like the detergent. Anyway, so this price, I'm sorry, this RSI suggesting this. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the buy hourly and see what we have. Okay, so we're getting a bounce off of the buy hourly, which is very good. This is very good. Okay, so, and we are approaching that gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, which would essentially take us to the upside. But I need this pivot to be more along the lines of this degree, and it's a little lighter than that. Okay, but still is bouncing off of a support, and it's good. But let's go to the 6 hour and see. Tied with bleach. I just said that out loud for free. All right, so it looks like we're finding a floor on the 6 hour, okay, but it looks like it's been used more as resistance than it has been a support, hasn't it? Okay, so this thing could face a downside continuation. I never tried the Tide Pods. So let's continue on to the 12 hour and see what it's got. Okay, so 12 hour suggesting downside. Again, this pivot is not so convincing. And in fact, it may actually come back and face a resistance from that from that 14-day simple moving average, then suggesting like price action like this. Slight consolidation, slight bearish. My goodness, man, this is stuck in limbo. Same thing on the daily as the 12 hour. Oh no, this is literally, I think I talked about it like down here maybe, and I suggested sideways trading. So this is still very much in consolidation. I wonder if people are waiting for, look at this, consolidation on the 3-day as well. KYP, you're going to be stuck in this. You're going to be stuck in this for some days, unless like just some bullish news comes out, then we're going to, take off to the moon. But, the price action and technicals is all suggesting sideways right now, and I hate it. I really do hate it. It makes me think that there's something happening within the, within the company specifics. I'm not sure. But GTII, it's supposed to be running with it. It wasn't that merger announcement, Cryptic Trader, wasn't that merger announcement already solidified and already like a done deal thing? Or no? So there's perfect news coming for CRTD or for GTII or one that can favor CRTD based on GTII. Man, it's just GTII has been going to the moon, and this thing is just like out here not like reciprocating, right? News is good for GTII, not CRTD. And Cryptic Trader saying that the merger is not a done deal. Okay. You're tired of holding this, KYP? I feel you. I feel that. I definitely do. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at sideways trading for this. Let's go ahead and finish the analysis off on CRTD. We're not going to rate this one because we don't want anybody trapped either. Okay, so 1209, and let's go ahead and start off. I'm going to put no rating for the timestamps, right? Okay, so now let's look at CLNV, because CLNV was one that I was supposed to put a video out today for, but I couldn't. Okay, so yesterday, if you guys remember, we were talking about CLNV, and we were talking about the momentum suggesting for us to come in within this zone. Well, we did. So, and I hope no one was hating me for it. Okay, so this is literally what happened. Okay, so 12:09 p.m. Thank you, brother. So I'm going to repeat what I just said so the new people don't get all lost. Officially starting CLNV at 12:09. All right, so yesterday's live, we were talking about us capitulating and failing this. I'm talking about the larger scale rising wedge and also this triangle. So we talked about failing this and touching down on our resistance zone. I'm sorry, support zone down here, and it actually did happen. So this is. I don't want to say it's the greatest news in the world because I like. It's good news because I like the candle, right? Very long wick to the downside, huge recovery, right? So this is man, I wish that it would have actually touched all the way to the 450 level, not just at the 482 level, because if it touched 450, then that would have been confirming the pennant. What about a buy daily? Nothing, man. It's not even doing it. So, okay. I like the long wick to the downside, meaning that this is a hammer candle, okay? So the smaller the body and the longer the wick at the, in a downtrend, this is a bullish statement. Again, I want to remind you guys of what we were looking at yesterday. This gave us the signal for a downside. Candle analysis, this is called a bearish engulfing. Okay, so this was a large red body engulfing the smaller green body prior iteration. Okay, so this is what gave us the a higher potential of a downside continuation, and it absolutely did happen, right? So, and the exact target I wasn't able to give us, right? But I was able to give us the range. So if we're looking at an upside, let's validate. Let's go ahead and just validate what could be happening here. Starting off with a 30-minute immediate short term, just like always, okay, you guys? So we have an upside continuation on the 30-minute, which is in respects to that last 30-minute candle print. So things are still looking pretty good. Sebastian Lim, hey Arca, was busy earlier, didn't have time to watch it live. Just saw that part Wolf and WE. Thankful to you. Thanks for always helping. We'll add more to my WE position. Ooh, dude, WE, guys, long. All right, so upside on the 30-minute. Let's go to the buy hourly. Buy hourly still suggesting that upside as well. It looks to be a little limited, but please notice that the 14-day simple is starting to get influenced, right, by that upside suggestion. So this could actually, this has a little bit of a this can be two-sided, okay? First of all, we're in the gravitational zone here alongside the resistance of the 14, which means that we can actually face a little bit of a pullback here, but the pivot here is what I'm looking at. It's very strong. Okay, so this is a very strong pivot to the upside. Let's go to the 6 hour and validate. 6 hours suggesting downside. Okay, so this is giving me now that the buy hourly may actually find the resistance and then find support from the previous zone, gravitational zone. Okay, so the 6 hours suggesting a very, very slight downside. It's not significant like this or like this here. So this is it's saying that the bears are losing strength. Okay, 12 hour. 12 hour is also suggesting some downside, but a very, very small kink is starting to happen right here. It actually got it right there. Okay, it's very small, but here it is, okay? Just so you can see. I look at these tiny nuances because I'm OCD like that. I can't say that it's limited until I go to an upper time frame. So let's see, okay? So downside on the daily, buy daily still suggesting downside. 3-day and 5-day. Okay, so this is giving me this is going to be a temporary, very, very temporary upside, okay? Before a continuation to the downside. Let's go back to the daily time frame because this is essentially what I'm looking at. Okay, so like I said, I wish that it would have touched down here. It looks like we may actually get that wish. Okay, so this is potentially going to come back and load at about 458 to about 444 over the span of about a few days. Okay, you guys. So I need you to be careful with this, but I think that it needs to drop a bit for this thing to reaccumulate and gather sentiment yet again. Okay, so and I'm thinking that there could be some type of catalyst in line 2. I'm not exactly sure. You guys know I don't practice that, but it feels like that. It feels like it needs a boost of something. And that's something I'm not sure what it is, but what I can tell you is on the formation analysis and price action, I really do feel like we need to come down to about 445 to reaccumulate, and then actually validate our larger scale pennant, and then potentially start a breakout process on maybe Thursday, February 9th, around there. So at the end of the following week, potentially starting to make that upside continuation. Okay, you guys. So CLNV still has some downside to go. Okay, so if you are in profit, I not financial advice, of course, guys, but I would consider maybe removing the risk or some to slow down the whole losing process in this. Okay, you guys. So please be very careful with that. So we're not gonna rate CLNV either, okay, you guys, because I want to make sure that people don't get trapped in things like this. CLNV still looks good in my opinion. It still looks good. I'm not saying that it looks bad. I'm just saying that CLNV has some more accumulation to face before it can continue that upside trajectory, okay? Because overall, I'm talking about overall, it's in a bullish formation, macro reversal formation, okay? But in order for us to fulfill that, it's gonna take some time. Okay, so if it does come back down to the bottom side of about 445, then we will have the risk and also the benefit of trying to accumulate down here at about 340 to about 320, which would be essentially us validating this newly converted resistance into support yet again before a massive upside. And also notice that I have this trend line regression here that also happens to match that level there. Okay, I'm looking at every aspect, every which way that this can be looked at, so I'm looking at people who look at formations, I'm looking at people who look at mathematics, I'm looking at people who look at whatever trend lines. I don't care. I want to get every perspective in line so that I can take into consideration or factor in the probabilities, right? David Parr, you got it, man. But yeah, you guys, so let's go ahead and officially end the analysis for ticker symbol CLNV at 12:16 a.m. KYP. I'm happy to help. Guys, this was a very, very interesting day. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tickers covered today. My goodness. Good stuff, but very awesome plays. I'm going to go ahead. I respect you, David. Thank you so much. That means a lot. KYP saying, thanks so much, Arca. Good night. Much appreciated. And I stayed up. Yay. I'm sorry about that, by the way. GTI out of $10 tomorrow? Why not 100, man? Oh my goodness. Best to you and the family, David Parr, and to you as well, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by, you guys. I love it. I love it. Okay, this is a great community. This is awesome. I love spending time with you guys. Okay, but I gotta go and spend time with my little toddler now. Mom gotta get some sleep too. Okay, you guys. But I wish everybody well. My moderators, thank you so much. We're gonna end the poll right now. It looks like SPA took it by a solid 2%. Man, good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you everybody for voting on that. Okay. So I love it. Thank you. Stephen Dumaine, you're the best, my dude. Much love to you. George T, my moderators, Mark Roach. Samantha left a little bit early today, but it's entirely okay. If you're still in here, you guys, and Hound, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Cal, love you, buddy. And please remember, guys, I love you all, man. All right. George T, T Wood, Cryptic Trader, David Parr. All right, you guys, I wish you all well. A very good night. And OGDA, when GTI tomorrow. It's gonna go up in a minute. All right, you guys. So have a very good night, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, everybody. Thank you. Bye.